Hey guys, I'm Marissa.
And I'm Sam.
This show is about serial killers, urban legends, ghost stories, and horror movies.
On this show, we're gonna swear, spoil movies, and talk about fucked up shit.
Thanks for tuning in. It's Coin Flip Friday. I won the coin flip last Friday, so that means my movie was picked, and I picked The Den. Came out in 2013, and let's get into it.
Woo!
Okay, so let's get into it. So I just want to say off the bat, I have something I wanted to discuss with you on air that I'm very disappointed in both of us for not catching on to something from, yes, from the Iceman movie. So I'm so shocked at both of us. So Robert Davey, or Davi, however you say it, the guy that played Leo Marks in Iceman.
Wait.
He played.
I might have blocked it out of my memory already. Who was he?
Okay, my
Oh, okay. No, I do remember. He's the guy. He was the guy that was actually in like my favorite scene with the car, and like,
yes,
Michael
yes.
Shannon like pulls the gun on him, and he's like,
Yes.
"Hey, watch it, buddy." Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay, I have to tell you, and I'm gonna mispronounce this, but I'm so disappointed in us. He was one of the Fratelli brothers in the Goonies.
Whoa.
I know. I literally saw his IMDb the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like embarrassed for us that we didn't know that. Like he looks like an older version, but now if you think about it, it's the exact same face, but younger in the Goonies.
I was gonna say he's so old now. Like he looks
I know.
ancient.
I know, but it, like literally Google him. Like, tell me that doesn't look like. Hold on, I'm gonna
What's
do
his
it right
name
now.
again?
Even though Robert Davey, Davi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
you. Sorry, Google autocorrected it to Robert David Steele for some reason.
who's that?
I don't know.
He's literally to the one that like holds Chunk and is like, "Tell me everything."
You're right. Oh my god.
I know. I can we just say, listen, listeners, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I love the Goonies so much, and I can't believe I didn't know that that was him. I guess I really haven't seen him in anything since then, but still, it's unforgivable.
Wait a minute. There was a second Goonies movie?
What?
I don't know. I'm on IMDb.
Yeah. Is it the same people? It's probably one of the ones you probably didn't want to know about.
Wait, what's
it looks
happening?
like Sean Astin is in it. What do you mean?
Yeah, it looks like it was like announced.
Oh wait, no. It says the Goonies cast reunite. Is this what you're talking about?
No, on IMDb it just says The Goonies 2. Plot
Yeah.
undisclosed, a follow-up to the 1985 film.
Oh, so that's so weird. I'm having the Goonies 2 dash news, and when you click on it, it's like it says the Goonies cast will reunite this December for a good cause, which has already happened. How can there be
maybe
two
it was
separate?
maybe it was like somebody on IMDb is just punking us.
I guess this is all right. Terrible start. All right.
Sorry.
No. But I wanted to just clear that up. That we do know who that is now, and I'm just so embarrassed right off the bat that we didn't get that. I can't believe it. Like it's his literal face.
I know. It's like
Like now that you look at it, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But he is so much older. It's so crazy.
I know. All right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to educate us on that because I feel like I was literally like, Robert Davey, I've never heard of him. And people are probably like, are you kidding me? All right. So now that we've scalded ourselves, let's get into the movie. So, because it's Coin Flip Friday, I had one, like I said, and this was my pick. And I wanted to guess. So, Sam and I are going to take a shot right off the beginning of the show, but I wanted to guess if you liked it or not before I took my shot. I'm going to take it anyway, but I'm going to guess that you did not like it.
So,
without getting too much into it, because we're going to go through the movie, but did you like it?
Okay, so I
the fact that you have to preference it like this.
No, like, I actually did like it up until a certain point, and then I hated it.
Okay. All right. Half and half, I guess.
Yeah, because, like, I was actually really enjoying myself, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But then I went from, like, being really into it, like, maybe not loving it, but I was, like, entertained. And then I was just like, this is so stupid. I don't know what's going on anymore. Like,
yeah, I will tell you,
know.
I had a similar reaction, even though it was my movie. I haven't seen it in a while, and I kind of felt that way halfway through it. That's why I was like, oh, Sam must be hating this as she's watching it. But yeah, we've been super excited to do the coin flip. So do you want to start off the show with our shot for Coin Flip Friday? Because I just keep liking to say Coin Flip Friday. This was a Christmas present to Tyler, and I stole it. It's a tiny little miniature bottle of Patron, which I almost feel like it's more than one shot. So we'll see just how sloppy I get on this episode. And what are you drinking?
I'm drinking, well, what I usually drink.
Fireball.
My Fireball whiskey.
All right.
We found a 10-pack of shooters for $5 at the liquor store.
Oh yes, you told me about that. That's impressive. I actually am going to go to the store and get a couple of those little guys too, but this was mine for this week. All right, well, here we go.
Bottoms up.
Cheers. Bottoms up. Here we go. Oh my god, that was definitely so much more than one shot because I literally couldn't swallow it all in one shot. Oh,
my hair's stupid. Okay.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right, that one is gonna sneak up and attack me. So let's just if we hear me getting sloppy, similar to the
Oh, it's happening already.
No.
That was fast.
I couldn't think of the name of the movie. Similar to the Mothman episode. All right, before we get into it, so I know I've said this before. But between the two of us, it's actually Sam's drawings, of course, but we've been working together on ideas, and we cannot wait for you to see the artwork for all of these episodes. We've put a lot of thought into them, and Sam made me cry laughing the other day with one of them when she sent it to me, so I hope you guys enjoy them as much as we do. But, all right, let's get into it. So this is a found footage movie. So everything is through camera views, looking out from a camera, or as if like they're on the computer. Yes, webcams, phone cameras. Yes, exactly. So the opening scene is someone logging into their Den account, which we know is the name of the movie. They're signing in, and it's through as if you're like looking into the computer. So this, I guess, would be the computer camera that's looking out at you. So the girl,
it's like screen share or something. You're looking at their entire desktop. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So the girl logs into the Den. She starts like a random video right away, and I put that it's like chat roulette is pretty much what this is, and then I put in parentheses or like Omegle or Meagle. I don't know how you say that if you're not like old, because chat roulette was like, I guess what I actually never was on chat roulette. I don't think even visited.
You never used chat roulette ever?
No, never once. So if you did, that'll be good. You can tell us if a lot of this stuff is. I heard a lot about it. I imagined it was just like a lot of dicks just all the time.
I think my roommates and I got really lucky because we used to go on chat roulette like randomly, and like we only got like one weird guy, but mostly it was actually kind of boring.
Really? Okay. Well, this obviously is a dramatic play on this then.
Well, I mean, I've heard stories, so I mean, there's definitely a lot of dicks on there, like literally and figuratively.
Dicks.
Just dicks.
All right. So the first video she sees is this young kid. He's like sitting in a dark room. He says hi to her.
Oh, this is funny.
Yeah, and so she way to ruin it, Sam. It's not supposed to be funny right off the bat. So the kid says hi to her. We find out her name is Elizabeth as she introduces herself. She's played by Melanie Papalia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. The boy tells her his name is Billy. She tells Billy she's looking for new friends, which just right off the bat I was disturbed by because she's clearly like in her mid-30s and this kid is like 10.
What?
Like,
No, she had to be like 22 years old, tops.
okay, either way, if this is like a 10-year-old
right.
on like a site, like I would, if I walked into like my son's room and this lady was like, "Hi, I want to be your friend," I'd be like, "Get off the computer! Like this is weird." All right,
I told you to stay off of OnlyFans.
What was I telling you? I typed in the other day and I was like trying to edit our videos and I was like how to and it was like start an OnlyFans account. I sent you that picture.
Oh, yes.
I was like, what's Google trying to tell me? All right, so he tells her that he'll be her friend, and then he asks her if he can tell her a secret. And she's like, sure, whatever. And so he's like, there's a monster in my closet. And she says, listen, there's probably nothing in there. And he's like, no, really. So he like takes the camera with him and he walks into the closet. And he's kind of panning around this dark closeted room. It's actually kind of creepy if you're watching it by yourself like I was. And you really start to get like scared for like a second, or at least I did. And then the closet seems empty. She tries to tell him like, hey, there's nothing in here. I told you. And then he kind of pans the camera around like really slowly, and there's like this ring like girl standing behind him, and she like lunges at the camera, and the screen goes black, and then after a few seconds a screenshot of her face screaming appears with the words "gotcha" written all over it. And Billy had pranked her, obviously. So, I put in parentheses, this is kind of, like, opens you up to how weird and random, like, chats can be, like, throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
She laughs it off, and then the next scene happens. So, that I thought was funny. Obviously, I was like, and it's funny, because like I said, I had watched this, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I really didn't remember. I'm like, I know nothing, like, happened dramatically in the beginning, but, like, I was like, what's gonna happen here? But yeah.
Is there ghosts? Like, what?
Is this a supernatural movie and I forgot about it? Yeah, so the next scene, Elizabeth's connecting to, over video, obviously, again. She's with a room full of people, and I guess you find out that they're professors of some sorts. That's kind of what I gathered. And she's pitching an idea for a research project about the den. And then I actually...
Well, yeah, because she, it's like a board members or something,
yes.
And she's trying to get, like, a grant from them.
Yes.
To, like, do this research project.
Yes.
On, like, what would the effects of me being online with my cameras on 24/7, like, what kind of stuff am I pick up? She's trying to get, like, money from them.
Yes. So, I mean, you pretty much just said it all, but I actually had paused it and wrote down her exact spiel, because I thought, like, it actually sounded like I believed, like, it'd be worth, like, researching it'd be a cool subject. But she just, really quickly, she says, with the popularization of sites like this one, people who would never interact before are now able to connect easily and quickly. I can chat with random strangers in Japan, and the next second catch up with my cousin in New York. While video chatting sites put a face to the anonymous nature of the internet, the question still remains, who's really out there? I want to find out. For the next few months, I will be logged into this site 24/7, and there's kind of like shots of her chatting with like a random guy as like she's telling this to the board. And she said, my computer will record everything I do. My mission is to interact with as many people as possible from all over the world. With a complete absence in social barriers, this webcam-based community is unlike any population this school has ever researched. And then using this site, we have an opportunity to study a unique aspect of human behavior as it is seen in its most transparent form. And I actually thought that was really cool. Like, I like went into this remembering she did this for a project, and I was like, why would anybody, like, dedicate their time to this? And then, like, as she was explaining it, I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. Like, you study humans for a little bit. Like,
yeah, it's like an anthropological, like, project.
Yes.
Like, you study people behavior and, like, different, and she's also kind of researching the actual technology too, so it's kind of cool.
Yes. And that is well, I won't get into it. I was gonna say it didn't work out too well for her, but I'm not gonna get into it yet.
Well, it is a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. So the next scene, she's watching back the video of her presenting to the school. She's using something called Screen Copier 3.0, and I wanted to just pop that in there because that comes up quite often. Like, that's how she's able to watch back and kind of report on things. she closes out and she's kind of just exploring other things on her computer. And then I said, she's in the Google Mail, and I said, Ayo, Google, hashtag sponsor us. Because for anyone that doesn't know about Google Drive like myself, Sam introduced it to me, and I'm like a huge Google fan now, and every time I'm like, I uploaded it to the Drive, and she's like, look at you, all Google fancy now.
Oh my goodness. It's just so convenient.
It is. It's super convenient. So she clicks towards what looks like a Skype-like tab, and then I said, oh, I'm reading back my notes. It's just the den, you idiot. I thought she had like another video service out. And then it says, to see people online, she sees a guy named Damien_C, that's his name, and the other is a Max_K. She hovers over Sally Winters, which is the professor that started talking in the beginning of the last scene. And she's played by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name, I will butcher it. But she, actually, you guys watched Hill House, right? The first season?
Yeah.
She is, I don't know if you remember Steve, the brother, he went to
she played Steve? No, I'm kidding.
She played Steve, the brother, next scene. No. She played, this woman that Steve went to go visit that her husband had passed away. So this is a spoiler a little bit, I guess. And he's staying in her house. Do you remember this? And she says that she, like, wakes up and hears, like, the car crash outside her window, and he stays in her room, like, to try to see if she can hear it. He can hear it.
You know, I kind of remember that dialogue, but I can't picture it. It's been kind of a long time. But
well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I saw her and I was like, wait, that lady looks familiar, and then I realized it was her. So Sally's offline, but Elizabeth gets a phone call that she seems pretty, like, excited about. She picks up and walks away from the camera, and we see her in her underwear. And I wrote that down because I think it's just to remind the audience that, like, her camera's always on. She's not necessarily connected to a site, but, like, they say that people can hack into your computer, it's like screen camera, pretty obviously, so pretty easily. So, yeah. Anything for that scene you got?
Not much.
Okay.
Just normal
this is
stuff. Like you said,
this is a hard one.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit delayed. You hadn't started talking when I started talking, so if I cut you off, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my internet tonight. Yeah, this one was hard to write down because things happen so quickly and they change so quickly just because she's going, like, through chats, like, so quickly. Let's see if I can say quickly again. All right, so very ironically, quickly is how the next sentence starts for me that I wrote down. Oh my god. So I wrote, it quickly jumps to either later that day or another day. She has a different screen up on her computer, and she's back. She is off in the back, laying on her bed. She has jeans on. I don't know why I thought that was necessary to put, but she's not pantsless at this point. She has an email up to Sally thanking her for all her help the past 2 years. Excuse me. And saying how she really hopes that they like her proposal. The email doesn't look like it was actually sent, though. It's just a draft kind of sitting up there. The next one, her email's gone, but now she's sitting up on the bed. She's reading a text from Max_K. I don't know why I wrote his name like that almost every single time. I think up until the end, I was just, like, writing underscore for everything. He asked her if she's heard back yet. She says she's still waiting. Max is like, boo. You see an email come up in the corner. It's from Sally that reads, we'll have an answer from you within an hour. And I said, short dance break for my girl Elizabeth. And then you see the email thread has been updated, and Elizabeth had responding, crossing my fingers. Sally said, stop worrying, I got your back. And I think that that's a little important, like, just to stress that Sally had, like, really pushed for her. Like, they obviously have some sort of relationship prior to this, like, board meeting that she had.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So she's back again.
I actually did have a note.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wrote Damien boyfriend ? Max side piece ?
That's literally in my next paragraph. Almost exactly that. So she's back on the computer. We see her deleting some emails. She gets a video chat request from Sally. She answers, and Sally says that she pushed for her again, and she was granted the proposal. Shortly after Sally signs off, Elizabeth's happy. She puts the music on, and then and then she sends Max a message right away. And I said, do we think this is her boyfriend? And then as she's waiting for Max to answer, she gets a message pop up from Damien that reads, how's it going? She types back, you free for a video chat? And before Damien can respond, though, Max writes back, and he says, seriously, but he spells it SRSLY, and I just wrote ew next to it because I hate how they type in this movie so much. Seriously? And then she's like, he said, let's party tonight, and she's like, no, rain check, and he's like, oh, you're lame, and then it gets interrupted by a video chat from Damien. Damien is played by this guy named David, but did you look up his last name? I literally don't even think I'm going to try to pronounce it. It's so long.
I didn't.
It's so... Oh,
Here.
Hold on a second. Sorry, did that... Is all good? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Someone called me on my phone. It messed up my hearing. Yeah,
Wait, hold it up to the camera so I could see the name.
Oh, yes, that's what I was going to do. Sorry. It's in the blue text here.
Okay. Schlottenhofen. Schlottenhofen. I think I nailed it.
Okay, well, it's David. Insert Sam's audio.
Schlottenhofen.
The way that it was delayed and you said that literally sounds like in post-production you edited your voice in there saying that.
Perfect.
I think every time we talk about Damien, it should just be your audio, his last name.
Schlottenhofen. I'm gonna start saying it worse and worse the more we drink, though. So it'll like turn into like Schlauschen.
Sloshy.
Slushy.
If you want to get slushy.
That was perfect timing because I heard gulp.
Sorry. Okay, alright. So, Damien.
Schlottenhofen.
Oh, God. I put, he's a pretty cute guy. I'd imagine his late 20s, early 30s. Maybe you disagree with that, though, since you thought she was super young.
Yeah, they all look really young to me.
I don't know. He's at least, like late 20s.
Nah, maybe like 20... I'm gonna guess... We should Google this.
Yes.
So I guess 22 for Elizabeth. I'm gonna guess like 26 for Damien.
I'm gonna guess 29.
27 for Max. Oh, fuck that. No way.
Oh, no. Max is at least 30, if not 32.
He's 27. 27,
huh?
28. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's actually what it was. I was like, I didn't believe you. Alright, what? Hold on, let's look up Elizabeth Benton first, who played... Oh, no, that's her name. Oh, you fucking idiot. That's her name in the movie. You're so stupid. I'm so stupid. Alright, hold on. Wow, she is, like, not even a household name. Like, I think I have to put in the den. She's, like, not been in anything else.
I can tell.
Oh, that's because I typed in Elizabeth Benton. Oh my god, that Patron is murdering my brain cells.
Well, we're only like 10 minutes in, so...
Oh my god. Alright, she's Canadian. Okay, so this came out. I'm gonna blow your mind. Ready? I'm gonna blow your balls off. Here we go. Alright. So you said 22 for her, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 2021, even though it just turned 2021, but 2021 minus 2013, which I know I could probably do in my head. So it was 8 years ago. So 8 years minus how old she actually is. She was 28 when that movie came out.
28?
Yep. And actually, if you want to like be really like, specific, usually like movies take a while. So maybe she was even 29 or 20. Well, I guess I would say 27.
Wait, what's happening? You go back in time. She's Benjamin Button.
Yes, she's currently 36 years old right now. All right, let's go to let's go to Damien, who was played by David.
Shamalakabale.
You just changed his nationality. Oh my god, I'm dying. Okay. Same thing. Same exact thing. He was 28 when this aired.
Okay, well, I thought he was 26.
Okay. Well, I said late 20s, so I was very correct. All right, hold on. Let's see. Max.
They all look like babies.
Max is...
He's definitely the oldest, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Let's see. Hold on. I can't find his age rather easily for some reason. He looked like his name sounded familiar. I haven't got to him yet, but he's played by Adam Shapiro, but maybe just Shapiro sounds like a...
No. Are you thinking of Ben Shapiro?
Yes, I am actually. I am actually thinking of that. Yep, that's it. Why can't I find his age? Why is this so difficult?
Honestly, I think I went to high school with someone whose last name was Shapiro.
Was it Ben? Oh, yeah.
No,
so see,
it was not Ben Shapiro.
So he's 40 now, so that means he was 32 when that came out. So...
Okay.
So, it's fine. I was right, but it's not a big deal.
I'm in shock. She looks like a baby in this movie.
I don't know. I think you underestimate, like, how old we are, too. like, would people guess how old we are? Like, how you just assumed she was young? Like, you're older than you look.
I don't know about all that.
All right.
Yeah, I got my, like, old grandpa glasses on.
No,
okay.
You definitely you have a preserved young face.
Preserved.
It's perfectly preserved. All right. So I would imagine in his late 20s, early 30s is what I said. He answers the video chat. He's in an office cubicle. She tells him that she got the grant. Damien is very happy for her. He's quickly distracted by a work call, though, and she looks like really bummed. So she goes back to the message with Max, and then I put in parentheses, love triangle, ? And he tells her to let him know if she ever needs help with the recording software, and she thanks him. They end the chat. So that was Max that she was talking to. She gets annoyed that Damien's not talking to her, and she walks with her. Okay, this part just made me so mad. She walked with her to what I thought was the bathroom, but I don't know. It looked like she walked into the bathroom, grabbed like a cardigan, and then walked out with a cup of coffee. So it must have been the kitchen, like in a dark hallway, because why would your coffee be in the bathroom?
I kind of got the same vibe.
Right?
Because it almost looked like there was like a counter where like the sink would be. And like,
yeah,
but yeah, you're right. It had like very bathroom vibes.
Well, because I think she was in her bedroom. So like, is your kitchen directly off your bedroom, or is that your bathroom in your bedroom? This is like not important to the movie at all. It just made me so angry. I was like, why is your coffee in the bathroom?
Maybe she took a really big shit and she left her coffee in there.
I guess you get your cardigan and your coffee from the bathroom. So she comes back from the bathroom, ? Damien's now off the phone, and he wants her to come over tonight, and she said that she can't. So Damien, like, jokingly is kind of upset, and that he wants to spend time with her, so she, like, kind of, like, pulls her shirt off her shoulder to, like, seduce him, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then this guy pops over the cubicle wall. His name is Todd. I don't know who he's played by. He's super insignificant. He plays pervy guy in the office. That's what I'm calling it. He peeks over Damien's cubicle and, like, points at Elizabeth is like, Damien, look, someone's behind you. He yells at him, and they hang up, and that's the end of their conversation. So at this point in the movie, you know that she is doing this, like, grant. She hasn't really done much on the den yet. We don't know really who her boyfriend is yet. I mean, I guess from this point you're guessing Damien, because she was like FaceTiming with him, or not, whatever you want to call it. But Max is hanging in there, and we don't really know what's going on with Max yet, but that's pretty much it. Anything else up to that point?
I actually, at that point, I almost thought Max was like her brother. Because I was like, they're kind of talking like really casual to each other, where he's like, oh, you want to come out? And she's like, nah, rain check. And he's like, lame. Like, I don't know, it felt very like sibling.
I don't know.
Like,
I have to say I disagree with that because I feel like I wouldn't. I don't know. Like Michael would never be like, "Let's party tonight." Like he's never said that.
You guys are really there's like a larger age difference.
I thought you were just gonna say you guys are really weird because like we don't party together or anything. So,
but like. No, you guys are so different. Like I said, the age difference. But, like, me and my younger sister used to hang out constantly. And, like, because we're only 2 years apart.
Yeah,
like,
I guess that's true.
I don't know. He's probably like, hey, I'll take out my sis. Like, oh, we'll celebrate. Not, like, in that way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but...
All right. I'll go with you on that one. All right. So, the next scene is Elizabeth finishing setting up her den profile. She's clicking. So, she has to click on this thing that says... show me everyone, because she's kind of just like wanting to obviously study everyone. So as she clicks on that, though, a warning pops up and it reads, please notice. And I put in parentheses, did they mean note? Because it literally said please notice. Please notice that denchat.com is not responsible for anything you see or the contact of its users therein. And I put, nope, don't like that. At all. Would not be okay with that.
Honestly, if you think about it, it's like, and what you're probably first initially is like, oh, so
dicks.
That you can't get sued for seeing
yeah.
dicks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, that's true, I guess. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm just so scared of everything that I like would I think I would have been like, oh, okay, I changed my mind. I don't need the grant anymore. Alright, so the first girl that pops up, Elizabeth says hi, and the girl skips her. I was laughing so hard at that. I don't know why. It was just like, you know, like you expected her to skip people, but this girl saw Elizabeth's face and was like, nah. Just like skipped her. The next guy is a naked guy. He's no face, just a swangin' dick.
I know, it reminded me of,
Jason Segel.
Oh my god. No. Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. Michael, what's the name of that website with the spinning dick?
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. Too.
You know I'm talking about. Meat Spin. Meat Spin.
I love that you asked your husband.
It reminded me of that. I don't know. He also went to college around the same time I did.
You know
like,
what's so funny?
but,
I actually totally know what you were saying. I knew exactly what you mean. But yeah, this is one of the things where I was like, I was literally waiting for this to come up. And again, I had never been on chat roulette. Yep. I just knew that this is what it is. So I put Dick Swangin' exactly like that. She skips the video. And sorry, just want to clarify in case people were like, why did she just say Jason Segel? But that reminded me of Forgetting Sarah Marshall when when Kristen Bell comes in. Like, I have a surprise for you. Yeah. Alright, so she skips the dick video, and the next is an Indian guy. He's very friendly, but he turns like really quickly into like a creep, and he's like, my friend is getting married, can you help him? And this guy who you didn't even see in the background just like slowly sits up on the bed, and it was like, what the fuck, where did you come from? And he's like, my friend is getting married, I need you to help him learn how to please a woman. And she's like, just Google some porn. And he's like, please show us.
Yeah.
So gross.
It's like, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so gross. She hangs up and she walks with her laptop to the couch. She connects to another video. It's a guy riding his bike in Times Square. She thinks it's super cool. He tries to show off the city, and then he falls off and gets hit by a car. I'm not sure. The chat ends, and
he literally gets hit by a bus.
And I literally went, like, not completely sure that guy didn't die. Was that the murder from the synopsis? Is like this the murder she witnesses?
He's dead. That guy was freaking dead.
Like, I love how they never touch on that either. Like, he literally got hit by a bus on a bike.
I know. Actually, good point. Like, she was so fast to report anything else going forward, but that guy, she's like, oh, well, good luck, I guess.
Like next video. Like, in her...
She even knew where he was.
In her report, was she like, guy gets hit by bus. Next video.
Yeah, exactly. He is dead.
I would report that his behavior was dead. Don't ride bus in Times Square. Alright, so she hangs up. Yeah, she walks to the couch. No, I said all this. As the chat ends, she heard a thump in her house and she yells hello, and then I put like anyone in any horror movie ever. They're always like they're always expecting the bad person, like the murderer or whatever, just to be like yes. Why do they say hello? If
I know, and I was thinking, like, if it was someone I knew, I would, sneak up on them. If they're sneaking around my house,
I still never say hello. Like, if I'm home or something, and, like, I hear the door open or something, I'm not gonna go, hello, I'm gonna go, Tyler, because he's the person I live with.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what I just said, lives with? But, like, I wouldn't just be like, hello. Like, I don't know. Have you ever seen that? I don't know if it was like a Vine or something. And it's this girl and she's passed out drunk and they pour water on her face and she just goes, hello? It's so funny.
I have not seen that.
Like, it's the complete wrong reaction to something. You would think they would, like, jump up and she literally just stays laying and she goes, hello? It's so funny. I'm gonna send that to you after.
Yes,
all right,
please.
so yeah, so she gets up to investigate the sound she heard. Nothing happens. She walks to the door, but it goes to the next scene. Okay, she has an Excel doc up, and she has Screen Copier 3.0 up again. She's watching an interaction she had with a guy playing guitar. She's, like, trying to talk to him, and the guy just keeps playing. So that's, like, I feel like that's just to show, like, this is not going well for her. She hasn't seen anything interesting, like...
So, I feel like that was literally my experience on Chat Roulette, with stuff like that, where it's like, what's happening? And it was like, they weren't really interacting, it was just like something happening.
Okay, I didn't go to college, so walk me through, like, a night for you guys. Like let's get some beers, sign on to Chat Roulette, and, like, let's have a Saturday.
Well, the weirdest Chat Roulette was this guy, I don't remember, he was, like, foreign or something, and my roommates lost their shit, like, he was, like, dark-haired, cute-looking dude, whatever. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. They literally were talking to him for, like, a long time. And I usually didn't spend a lot of time in my dorm room. But I remember coming in, and, like, 2 of my roommates were, like, in their bras. And, like, I was like, what's happening in here? Like, what are you guys doing?
They were getting it is what was happening.
It's like, you guys all, like, having a good time with this guy, I guess? Like, you don't know who this
interesting.
Is, but,
yeah, well, especially after you watch this movie, that's terrifying.
Like, yeah, it's like, I guess, I don't know, my roommates were a little thirsty, so.
Thirsty. Do you know the new thing I've been seeing on TikTok? It's like when, like, someone's so overly aggressive on someone's, like, page and they're like, you're not thirsty, you're dehydrated. It's cracking me up. Oh my god. Alright. We're getting sidetracked with all these. This is exactly what I was saying. This one's so hard because it's just like video after video after video. This is why my notes were 17 pages. I guess 16 if you want to be. Nope, 17. Sorry. For some reason, I found it necessary to print the IMDb cast list.
Oh my gosh, no, that's a really good idea.
I mean, but not really though, because we literally just searched them like, on the computer.
Oh yeah.
So stupid. Alright, anyway, so she gets a video request. I said it was Skype, like, not the den. I don't know if it's like her phone or something. It's from someone named Jenny Wise. Jenny asks her why she isn't answering her phone. Elizabeth tells her she's been working. Jenny follows up with, like, am I supposed to bring beer tonight? And they talk for a few minutes about their plans later, and then Jenny hangs up. So, the next scene is, like, another POV of the computer screen. She starts another video. It's a puppet dick, and he's jizzing everywhere.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, at this point, I'm like, is Sam just like, what the fuck am I watching?
But I feel like the production value on it, I was like, somebody put a lot of effort into that. Like, it...
Yeah, I was wondering if it was a pre-existing video that existed on the internet, or if they did it for the movie.
Well, I doubt that. But I had a theory that the stuffed dick was related to the bad guys of the movie.
Really?
Because it, like, kept showing up, like, right before something happened, I feel like. But...
Alright, well, let's get into that again. Now that you just spoiled it. Let's get into it again when we see it again. By the way, I don't know if you'll hear back, but I just heard myself in your audio so loud. It literally echoed me going, really? Which makes me like, why do I sound like that? But I don't know if you'll hear that on your end, but I heard it clear as day right after I said
That might just be like audio kickback on FaceTime.
Okay. All right. No big deal. All right. So the next scene is her and Jenny. They're drinking and like cracking up. They're watching. They're like researching together at this point now. Like she's come over. They're drinking, having a good time. So next video is a creepier older man in a dark like office room. Jenny waves at him, and the guy just sits there and like breathes really creepily, and then they skip him. That one like freaked me the fuck out. Can I just tell you? I literally was like, what is this dude doing? Like, why? I don't know. That one really bothered me. So then it just kind of goes into like a bunch of different ones. So it's like, the next video is a cat licking itself.
Yeah, I like there's like a kitty, and then she goes to skip it, and her friend is like, "What the hell?" Like,
oh, did she? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
she was,
I didn't even catch
mad
that.
about it. She's like, "That was cute."
That would be you. That's why you caught it. I didn't even catch that. The next is like two little like Japanese girls. They're like giggling, which like just made me sad. I just want to be like, where are your parents? Like, you shouldn't be on this site.
Don't be on this website.
They're literally in like school uniforms. It's really creepy. So the next is an adult male in a bunny costume dancing around. The next one is a creepy guy just like straight maniacally laughing at them, which creeped me out. That was probably the creepiest one up to this point. Another one's a group of kids partying, and then we see no video image pop up. It's just a picture. It's a picture of this young brunette girl, and her username is Paya Girl Star 16. I thought it was Pay Girl, but it's actually spelled Pya, like Paya.
Yeah, Pia.
I don't know.
Or Paya.
Pia. Oh, maybe Pia. I don't know. So there's no sound. Jenny skips her, and then Elizabeth gets up and walks away, and I was like, bathroom maybe? Go get more coffee? I'm not sure. Jenny starts more videos. An empty bedroom pops up with no one in it, and I was like, creepy. Maybe that's just to show, again, like a camera hacking type of thing. Like, that was just someone's camera that they had left up, like their laptop screen. And then, so now Elizabeth's not in the picture, it's just Jenny, and then that girl's picture comes back up, the brunette girl, Pia, whatever. Message pops up this time, it's from the user, and it reads, "Don't click off, you dumb bitch." And there's still no sound or video, it's just that picture. Jenny stares at it, and another message pops up, and it says, "You are an ugly cunt." And I was like, so aggressive. Like, that's so aggressive. And I literally went, I would have blocked them right away. Would that have ended the movie?
I know, I wonder about that.
I would have right away blocked her, and that would have been it. So Jenny flips the camera off, she ends the video, Elizabeth comes back, and Jenny says she doesn't want to do it anymore because people are horrible, and Elizabeth's like, too bad, I have to keep going, and the scene ends. Now, here's my thing. If, like, you and I were, like, chat rouletting, or the denning, whatever you want to call it, and, like, that happened, not only would I have not waited till you got back, I would have, like, gotten up to wherever you were in the bathroom making coffee, and I would have been, like, I would have been like, Sam, this girl just called me a cunt, and I'm, like, so pissed off. Like, so unnecessary. Also, I blocked them for you, so you don't have to ever deal with them again. Like, none of this was handled how I thought it should have been handled. Like, the whole movie, in general.
Well, to be honest, like, this movie did not paint a very intelligent picture of our main girl. Like, she obviously doesn't know anything about computers. Like, literally nothing. So,
yes,
she's a freaking kind of an idiot. But anyway.
An idiot in her late 20s.
But she knows jujitsu, apparently.
Don't get into it. Don't get into it. Oh my god, I hate that cackle when I listened back, but that was so funny. Because I thought similar things to that. Alright, so the next scene is her signing back into the den. Her password's incorrect. She tries again. The screen goes black. Now the computer camera is focused on her, so Elizabeth's like sleeping in her bed, but the camera has turned on in her. I love so much that your eyes just lightened like I'm telling a story you haven't heard before. You were like, what happens next? Yeah, someone has clearly logged into her camera and is watching her sleep. In the corner of her screen, you see Paya girl pop up again. I'm just going to call her Brunette Girl because I hate her screen name. So, the Brunette Girl...
I just kept calling it the Frozen Image.
That's good. That's good.
Frozen Image Girl.
Frozen Image Girl. Well, the girl, her picture pops up in the corner, but this time there is sound, and it's just muffled screaming. It wakes up Elizabeth. She hears it. She comes running over. She sets off the chat, and the scene ends. Now, listen... I would have already been bothered by the fact that this girl, like, called my friend a cunt, which is terrible. Highly suggest my mom doesn't listen to this episode with that word. Wait, I have to tell you. I know we just keep stopping. So, I'm telling my mom, she wanted to hear an episode the other day, right? And I was like, listen... We swear a lot. Like, it's literally like I'm telling her that you and I shoot up heroin on Sundays. Like, it's our activity to shoot up heroin. That's how, like, dramatic it is. And I said, oh, man, as I was saying to saying to my mom, like, you wait until Michael and I are all tatted up one day and we're swearing, you might, like, just pass out. And my dad's like, my mom and dad are like, you wouldn't really get tattoos, would you? And I said, if I had a pain tolerance, I'd have a black and white sleeve. And my dad's like, oh, God, no. Like, literally, like, I'm telling them I'm a heroin addict. I'm like, I'm relapsed on heroin. It's the most dramatic thing I've ever...
Marissa, you have to stop talking to them about this because they're going to think I'm a bad influence. They're not going to like me anymore.
Literally, I've been swearing since the first time I heard the word. I was like, I heard someone say fuck. Like, I heard Dane Cook say fuck in one of his skits, and I was like, that's the coolest word ever. Oh, we cut out. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me? Hey.
These are really spicy. I have to put them away now.
I'm fine with that because the crunching was so loud in my ear.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. I just threw a chip.
Alright. Okay, so the screaming, Elizabeth wakes up, she shuts it off. Now, this is not a normal thing to be happening. Not only was your camera turned on, you were logged into this site, and now someone's, like, screaming and, like, clearly, like, in danger. Like, none of this is ever appropriately, like, handled. Again, would have blocked her, would have reported her on the site, would have got off the site, probably would have moved. like, all of these things I would have done.
I actually probably would have, like, wiped my computer and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I mean, it's your IP address,
screaming, So, like, the screaming... Oh, yeah. Let's not even get into all of that. That was fucking terrible. But, like, the screaming, it wasn't just screaming. It sounded like they were, like, struggling against... It was, like... It was pretty horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't, like, literally someone was, like, playing with her and being, like... And, like, listen, I have a question for you. Do you think, like, they showed the kid in the beginning, like, trying to scare her and, like, random things throughout, like, to be, like, you never know what's real, to kind of set that up for her, like, and even a little bit the audience?
I mean, so you're probably giving the writers a lot of credit.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's possible, honestly.
All right.
I'd buy it.
Well, so the next scene after that whole thing, so this is the first time you meet Adam, so he's,
or Max. Adam Shapiro, 32 years old.
That sounds like the beginning of a Twilight episode. Okay.
What is it? What was the Fact or Fiction? The one with, what's his name from Star Trek? What was that show called? Never mind. Sorry. Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Alright. Max is asking, she's asking Max if it's possible that her computer turned on by itself because she's like super sure she didn't leave it on. She makes a joke about him hacking into her computer, and he like kind of flirts back with her, and he's like, you wish a guy like me, which clearly is a joke because he's very dorky. And he's like, you wish I would hack into your thing or whatever. And then I was like, seriously, which one of these underscore guys is she dating?
Yeah.
And then they talk for a bit, and then they hang up. The next scene is, it seems like Elizabeth's at a cafe. she's logged into the den, and the first video that pops up is someone in a robe. Let me turn my page. They're dancing pretty seductively. Not sure why she left this one on so long. And then, like, you realize after a couple seconds, it's a guy.
Well, it was funny because, like, Michael and I both agreed, like, she has zero sense of humor. Like, it was so silly. Like, he was like, ha 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 ha, I'm a man. And it was very, she's just like, fuck you. And she just switched it.
Yeah, see, I put, so gross. So maybe I was a little bit of Elizabeth in this scene. I don't know.
Aww.
That could be for unrelated connection reasons, though. She then skips him and goes on to the next video. It seems like Elizabeth's order is ready in, like, the cafe she's in. She walks away. When she comes back, okay, this part made me so mad. Are you frozen or are you just holding still? Okay, you're just holding still. You're, like, holding so still. I can't tell if the camera's not on. Alright, so Elizabeth comes back with her order to her table, and brunette girl is on her computer, right? And she gets a message from her, and it pops up, and she's like, I think she says hi, and then she asks, oh my god. Hold on a second. When Elizabeth comes back, she tries to talk to the girl. Okay, no, hold on. Elizabeth's order is ready. She walks away from the camera as the next video is loading. The image of the girl pops up. My note says, at this point, I would have ended my project, got a new computer, and, like, walked away from the whole thing. Like...
Yeah, so I agree with you. So here's the biggest problem with this scene for me, is that she doesn't remember that picture, like, from the night of the screaming. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's
this
like,
whole thing was made me so mad.
It would have stuck in my memory for my entire life. But she's like, oh, hi, I feel like we met the other day or something, right?
No, no, that's later. No. She literally says, she comes back, she tries to talk to the girl, and instead the girl starts messaging her, and she's like, can I type instead? And Elizabeth's like, yes. And she's like, but who am I talking to? And the girl writes, you are very pretty. And Elizabeth's like, so are you. I must have left that part out. I think you're... No, maybe you're right.
No, I think later. Actually that does come a little bit later. Okay, but that's even more
stupid than that she has a conversation with her now. It's so stupid. Oh, okay, all right. Well, yeah, so she's like, she's like, you're very pretty, and Elizabeth says, so are you, at least from what I can see. And the user, like the brunette girl, is like, where are you? She says, a coffee shop, and then the girl says, I like coffee too, can we be friends? Elizabeth says, sure, but she's like kind of hesitant, like not like the hesitant she should be, but she's a little hesitant. Someone interrupts Elizabeth to sit down next to her at the cafe. The user signs off, and she quickly goes to the next video, and it's like of a larger woman wearing a leather outfit riding a man in his underwear, like a horse with his head in a chair. I was like, lovely.
I thought that was really funny because the waiter was right there and it switched over. And I was like, I wonder what this person thinks Elizabeth is doing.
You know,
right now.
I have to think that people probably have watched some weird stuff at cafes. Like the people that sit there with their laptops. Like, it's probably happened before.
Oh, yeah. Most likely.
So, okay, so the next video is her talking to this woman with an accent, and I put maybe British. I'm not sure.
It did sound
yeah,
British.
So the woman's telling her that she's like always wanted to visit LA. They're just kind of like chit-chatting. A guy walks down the stairs in his underwear. He does like this little jig, and then like he walks off. They make a joke about it, and the chat ends. This girl had seemed the most normal to me out of all of the people she's chatted with so far. So this is the point, I believe, where Tyler had gotten home. So I'm on page 6, and I was literally, I think, under 6 minutes into this, and I was on page 6.
Oh my god.
But I wanted to put here in my notes, and I put this in capital letters. I had this YouTube video, because we watched this, sorry, I wanted to correct that too, in case anyone, obviously it would be too late while you're listening to this, but I had said it was on Amazon Prime last week, but for some reason there was some sort of subscription you had to sign up for, even if you had Prime to watch it, so we ended up finding it on YouTube for free. But anyway, I had this pause. Tyler came home, I started talking to him. I had it paused, and we were just sitting there. The remote was right next to me, and it started playing by itself. I'm not even kidding. It resumed the video, and I was literally like, okay, try not to panic. It's fine. It's like literally all about things being hacked into, but I'm fine. It's fine. All right. Well, okay, so the next one, she starts to answer an email back from Sally, and then Damien video chats her. She responds back to Sally while talking to Damien. You could see her email saying that she's documented over 350 conversations so far, and I put in parentheses, woof, because that, I can't even imagine, like, how many people she's talked to or seen.
Does she have to transcribe all of them, I wonder?
I imagine, and it's like, if it was anything like watching this movie and transcribing it, I imagine like she probably was really frustrated. Damien wants her to come over, and she says she can't because she has to keep working. This guy made me so mad.
Well, like, what, he signs in, he's like, hey, I cleaned my house, come on over, and...
Yes, right. Sorry, that's really important. Yes, sorry.
Yeah. And he, like, shows her his apartment, and he's like, look, I cleaned up, and it's almost like, he's trying to get her to come over, because he's like, look at my clean apartment.
Yes, that's super important, I'm sorry.
No, why are you sorry?
I don't know. God, that tequila is kicking my ace, as Chris Farley would say.
I gotta catch up to you.
No, you really do, because I'm like on another level over here. Like, I feel like I went from like so perky to like just saw Michael's eye in the back. Every time you guys open your freezer, I see our engagement photo on your fridge.
Oh, I know. We still have that. Oh, he's got one too now.
Woo! Shout out to Fireball. # sponsor us.
Fireball, sponsor us.
Fireball,
oh my god, that'd be amazing. Okay. Sorry.
There you go.
Anyway.
No, it's okay. All right, so yes, Damien's like really proud that he cleaned his whole house. He wants her to come over, and then this part just distracted me so much that I forgot to mention that. So she is like on the phone with Damien. She's like trying to tell him she can't come over. She's like still working on stuff, and like there's a knock at the door. She's like, "Oh, I ordered food. Go on, Damien." And Damien's like still talking. I'm like, so wait, like there's a delivery person at your door, and you're just making them wait because you're on like a call with your boyfriend.
Well,
like I thought that was so rude. Wait,
also,
hold on. Wait, hold on one second. And
okay,
then they just like literally keep talking, and then the delivery guy's just like still knocking, and she's like, all right, I'll talk to you soon, I promise. Like we'll do something soon. And he's just knocking in the background, and I was like, so rude, so rude.
Well, like what I was thinking is that the delivery guy knocks, right? Damien clearly doesn't believe her that it's a delivery guy.
Oh, do you think that?
Because he looks pissed. Like, because she's like, no, I can't come over.
She won't come over, yeah.
Well, the look in his eye is like, oh, you're lying to me. You're not coming over because you have somebody coming over. Like, that was the look I was getting from him.
Interesting. This is why I fucking love doing this, because, like, you and I see things so differently. I never would have thought that. I thought, like, I was so distracted by the way she was treating the delivery guy that, like, I didn't notice anything else about the relationship. Nothing.
But that's what I was thinking, like, the reason, like, she wasn't answering the door, and, like, that's suspicious as fuck, because who just does that? But then
who would it be?
Almost like,
Max?
Yeah, but if it was another guy, she didn't want to let him in while she was on the phone with Damien. So, I mean, that was, like, Damien's thought process, because he looked like, oh, okay, cool, there's someone coming over, and, like, I don't know, his whole attitude changed as soon as the door was knocked on. Like, at first he was like, oh, come over, like, oh, okay. And then there's a knock on the door, and he starts looking kind of angry.
See, okay, I mean, you definitely could be right. I think I just read it as, like, he was like, please come over, like, I haven't seen you, and she's like, I can't, I have to keep working on this project, and then he was like, oh, but I never see you, knock, 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 and then, but whatever, it's not important at all to the story, but, I mean, I guess it kind of is. You can kind of see that they're not, like, I mean, like, I wanted to see Tyler a lot when we were dating, so, like, it doesn't seem normal, but you can also tell that she's taking this, like, grant really seriously. Like, she really wants to do her project.
Honestly, I don't know if this is spoilers or not, but, like, Damien's literally the worst, so I don't blame her for, like, snubbing him anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
So can you tell me why without spoilers?
Maybe not. But
okay,
the next
as we
scene,
go along.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. All right.
Scene.
All right. So here we go. So the next scene, so that scene ends. He's annoyed. Brother Sam wants to say, bottoms up. There we go. Fireball. # sponsor us. All right, so that scene ends, and then the next scene is again her sleeping in bed. Her camera has turned on once again. Like, this bitch needs to start like closing her laptop at night.
Or like be normal. Put a post-it note over your camera like everyone else in the 21st century.
Yeah, I don't do that, but I just keep my devices closed. So, like, I have like a cover on my iPad. I don't keep the laptop up, like, you know.
Okay.
Anyways, but I know that you do that, and a lot of people do that as well. So, am I slurring as much as I think I am? Like, when I listen back to this, like, in my head, I'm like talking really fast, and then I get it like a sound of myself, and I'm like, I feel like I sound like a sloth if they could talk.
Dude, well, I'm just like eating Pringles into the microphone, so I shouldn't do this hungry ever again.
Yeah, you gotta start eating more before you get on.
I'm starving.
All right, so again, the camera turns on. She's in bed. A video chat starts connecting in the corner like last time, but this time the camera and whoever is holding the camera like starts walking towards Elizabeth, and you're like, oh my god, what's going on? So a hand pulls off her covers, kind of like raises up her legs and into her underwear, and I feel like I'm writing a romance novel. She wakes up like screaming, and it turns out to be #Damien.
It's fucking Damien Smirnoff.
Damien Smirnoff. She's like super pissed, but like clearly not for long, because like they start like making out and all that stuff. So
it's disgusting. The kissing is so loud. I literally was so uncomfortable. It was like the most cringy, gross kissing.
I don't know. I guess see a lot of things like I think you catch on to. I don't, because I'm like literally pause. He's up her leg. Pause. He's like moving the camera.
Ugh. It was so loud, and I was like, this is going on for so long. I hate this. And then she's like, oh, let me close the camera. And he's like, no, leave it on. And she's like,
yeah,
no, ha ha ha.
I put Damien's a little kinky. So he ends the scene. So it's so funny. When we decided to do this podcast, I knew that you and I disagree on a lot of things. Like in certain areas of things. I won't get into it, but
just be straightforward.
No, I feel like there's a lot of times where like, because someone's hot, I let them getting away with like things in movies, and you're like, dude, absolutely not. That's not acceptable. And I feel 100%. like in this scene, I was like, okay, I would definitely be pissed, but I think I was like a little sexy. I didn't mind it.
I would have been furious. Get the fuck out of my apartment. Go die. Like, no.
Well, first of all, there's no way anyone could have broken into my like house without me knowing. Like, I would have heard that 100%. And I'm gonna go into later about her.
I was gonna say, like, your fucking dog would have just howled.
You know what, though? I want to say that she would, but she's the fucking worst, so I feel like she actually wouldn't. But yeah, no, well, in this case, if we're saying it was Tyler sneaking in, I wouldn't, I guess, have been living with him yet, so I wouldn't have had my dog yet, so maybe I would have been by myself in this case.
And that's the thing, to give you, like, the benefit of the doubt, like, I'm married. Like, if it was Michael, I would have been like, oh, hey, I'm so happy to see you. But if it's like...
that is the same thing. This is her boyfriend.
No! They're not even living together. They're obviously, like, on some kind of break, because, like... what he said before, he's like, this can't be good for us, we're never seeing each other, and like it's this weird tension, and then he like just shows up and he's like, let's fuck.
I did not hate Damien as much as you did in this movie, apparently.
Oh my god. I actually have a theory. I'll wait until the end to tell you.
Okay. I have a couple theories too, but I think it's different than what you are thinking, just based off what you just said. But, so I just want to clarify that she did actually turn off the camera, so that's pretty important. She actively, like, went on, even though he, like, wanted her to keep it on, again, a little kinky. But she turns it off and the scene ends. So... the next scene's like another POV of looking at the computer screen, logging into the den, and a video of her and Damien, and I put like having sex in quotations because they're actually just doing like other stuff.
Dude, but it is, can I just say, like, the noises she was making was like the fakest, porniest, sex noises
Okay.
I have ever heard. She sounded like a little girl.
Wait, stop jumping around. You're literally like turning off your Wi-Fi when you do that. Like you keep freezing, like going down to the couch. I don't know why. So I have a lot to say about this girl and her noises, especially towards
I
the
agree.
end. I don't know if you guys.
I agree.
All right. So
I think the director
all right,
just
so
wanted
anyway,
to fuck
so-
her. I think honestly, I know that's like a super sexist thing to say. She's fine, whatever. It's just like you can see
She's
the
fine.
things that she really didn't bring a lot to the table as an actress, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Listen, she's fine, okay? She's fine. All right, so yeah, so the video pops up of them having a type of sex. If
He's
you
going
will.
down on her.
They're not exactly having.
He's eating her out.
I love. I love how like earlier in the video I was like cut, and now I'm like he's doing something
It's
to her.
Sexy.
Like, I can't say
It's
that.
sex
I'm sorry.
related.
I can't say what it is, but it's sexy.
He's eating carpet.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. That fireball is bringing you to life today. Oh god. All right. So what Sam said that David
Who? This is gonna be unlistenable.
I set you up for the David like German last name.
I thought his name
You
was.
were like,
I thought
"Who?"
his name was. Wait, what? His name is David something? I don't fucking know.
Damien is played by David
Schwimmer.
Josh Rosenthal.
Okay.
All right. Holy shit. All right. Okay. So they're having sex of some
But he,
kind.
so like you said,
And
he
you see-
sends or somebody sends that video of them fucking
Yes.
to somebody.
to a bunch of people. To a bunch of
Okay.
people, I think,
Yeah.
right? I think he just like highlights a bunch, or he or she, we don't know. Whoever's on the computer sends it to a bunch of people. The next scene, she's video chatting with a pregnant woman who's complaining she isn't like around a lot. They talk about this woman's nursery.
I thought it was her sister.
She shows. Oh, okay. So see, I didn't know if they said that yet. That's why I didn't put it in this scene. They say later, because later she texts her and literally says, "Hey sis," and I thought that was when you find out, but
Oh.
I could have just missed that.
Okay, first off the bat, I said Elle is chatting with her sister. I called her Elle instead of Liz. I don't
Okay.
know why, but
I called her E through my
Okay.
notes because I didn't want to type out Elizabeth. All right. Well, then in this case, you know it's her sister. She's showing her nursery, and she says she has to go because the satellite guy is at her door. Which I didn't know if that was a thing, like the satellite guy. He like never comes up again. This isn't a spoiler. I just didn't know if maybe like that was like saying like someone was coming into her house for the day. I don't know. Anyway, the next scene, Elizabeth's walking through her house holding the computer. She sits down, starts a conversation with a man who's trying to scam her. Oh my god, this guy is like literally like the classic Nigerian prince scam.
exactly, like word for word.
And he's like literally even has on like a headset,
Yeah.
like it's his job to do this. Like he's just sitting there and he's like, "I will give you $1 million in return if you help
Yes.
me with this transaction." And Elizabeth is like, "Has this ever worked for you?" And he's like, "Yes, I just need this information from you." And she's like, "Skip."
Yeah.
Like, I just want to point out, a fraudulent bank like video makes her skip it, but a girl that's like appearing multiple times and screaming and hacking into her computer, she's not.
And dude, she
skipping.
still really hasn't gotten it yet. It hasn't sunk in.
No.
She's complete.
Absolutely
Like at
not.
this point, Liz is like, She's not worried. She's just like, I'm still doing my research project. My boyfriend came over. La la la. Like,
just
no.
My boyfriend scared me in the night. We had sexy time, as I'll refer to it as, and then nothing's going on. I'm just doing my research project. So the next scene, she gets another video pop up, and it's the brunette girl again. The girl types hi, and Elizabeth says, "Hey, I think we've met yesterday." And at this point, I wanted to just like throw.
I know. Like at this point, she still hasn't figured it out. She's like, "Oh yeah, I think we were talking a little bit yesterday." Like, are you fucking vapid? You freaking idiot! I couldn't.
Yes. Yeah. So here's my whole notes on this. That one sentence so far. I said, I really want to give Elizabeth the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe she's having an off day, and then I put, although she didn't just fall for the phone scam, whatever. But this is at least the 4th time you've seen this girl. One of the time, I don't know, I said that so dramatically. One of the times being when she was on her computer when you were sleeping, and you're gonna casually think like, oh, I just saw you yesterday, right? Not to mention the actual probability of her actually getting the same person that many times in a row on this site. And I was like, she's so stupid and not at all worried at this point. I was getting so worked up. I was literally like typing so aggressively.
Dude, no, 100%. It's like, again, I think I said this before, but if an image popped up on my computer in the middle of the night with the sounds of a woman screaming.
Done.
It's like, done. I would never forget that picture for the rest of my life.
I would literally get a whole new provider, a cable, like, internet provider.
I feel like, how would you not have nightmares about that for a couple of nights? Or, like, get freaked out about it? It's like, it's out of her head completely. It's, how?
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing to her. So,
I watch a scary movie and I think about it for weeks.
Yeah, no way. No, I'll tell you what, this movie fucked me up afterwards, and we'll talk about that, but this movie, like, made me, like, scared to, like...
You're gonna like my departing notes on this movie, but anyway.
Mine too, probably. Alright, so then next, the girl says, I want to ask you something. Elizabeth says, okay. The girl says, do you like this site? Elizabeth says, I do you? And the girl says, I like watching people. And then, so that was one message that pops up. Right before the next one pops up, I'm thinking here, okay, alright, whatever, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt all the way up to this point.
Stop doing that.
If that's something she said, I'm out. I'm out. I can't say this enough. I'm out. So then the next line the girl texts is, like when your boyfriend licked your pussy last night. And I was like, dude, if this was happening to me, like, I can't say enough how much I would have, like, literally burned my laptop. Like, I would have set it on fire, even though I know it's your IP address and has nothing to do with that. But, like, I would have everything. So the picture of the girl changes to a video. Okay, hold on. So this gets so dramatic after this point. So at this point, so she's now, like, said, like, hey, I saw what your boyfriend was doing to you. Elizabeth, like, looks, like, pretty horrified, but, like, still not reacting like I wanted to.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So then the picture of the girl changes to a video of the girl, and she's in a chair. She's clearly been kidnapped. She's tied and gagged. This guy comes up. You don't see who it is or anything. He slams her head down the table and then, like, violently slashes her throat with a huge serrated blade. Elizabeth, like, super shocked, gets up, called 911, and I just really quickly wanted to be like, didn't say hi 911 like Richard Gere did. I just wanted to
hi 911.
Hi 911. There's been an accident. She calls 911 immediately. The girls chat then reads, see you soon. She signs off, and I was just like, oh, I forgot how gruesome this scene is. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Sam. I hope you're okay during that. I'll drink some more here if you're mad at me. That was my notes through the whole thing.
I love that you're so worried about me. But the thing is, what I was really focused on was the freaking main girl and how, she seemed very unaware. I feel like if somebody was messaging me, like, the first thing I would have done is called Michael. But, like, okay, I don't care where you are. You need to be here right now, and we need to figure this out. Like, it's like, call your people. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like,
call your people. Call your people. That's today's PSA. Call your people.
But I feel like most people know that. It's like, I don't know.
I literally call Tyler when, like... I don't know. I'm trying to think of something stupid. Like, I call Tyler when I go through... Yeah. I call Tyler when I go through the drive-thru and, like, something, like, abnormal happens. Like, they gave me a straw instead of the right lid. Like, I call him to tell him that. If some girl, like, had, like, called my friend a cunt, had, like, now told me they've seen what he did to me on video, and I've now witnessed a murder, like, oh, it's just so stupid.
She's not resourceful.
Alright, so let's skip to... She's not. Let's skip to the next scene. She's now with a detective. He's watching back the video on her laptop. He's like, oh, I don't know, it looks real, but I'm not really sure. Can't really do much, but hey, I'll try. Like, the worst. Like, I hate this guy so much through the whole thing. So much.
I feel like it is like a horror movie trope for the cops to be really unhelpful. Like...
Yes.
I think that's like a big
I mean, he gets
thing.
like #1 award though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then I think they like add insult to injury later on in the movie too. And it's like he's just like, you know, it's the internet. It's different kind of laws. Yeah. And like he just doesn't give a fuck.
What can you do about it? Okay, so the next scene, she's like posting something online about the girl. She like writes a whole post about like the murder and everything, and she's like, so while this is happening, she's talking to Max, and they're like super flirty with each other. I just have to say that, like,
of course,
yeah, okay.
There's supposed to be
she begs him
sexual
to look
tension,
into the girl's
for sure.
Sexual tension. That's a great description of it. She begs him to look into the girl's screen name to help her find more about it, and like the scene kind of ends. So the next one, she starts a video with what looks like a friends list, but by the way the guy starts bragging about how he can please her sexually, I assume it was a random video. I don't know if you caught on to that, but she had like a list of names, and like I imagine chat roulette's like random, right? Like you just keep clicking the next thing, or the den in this case. Like I didn't think you would have like people to specifically video chat with.
Well, see,
right?
that's what I even wrote in the very beginning, where the den, it is similar to chat roulette, but it also has like Zoom vibes, because she does call her sister on it, and she talks to her friend on it, and like...
See, but that looked different, the video, to me when she's talking to Jenny and Lynn. I thought that was through her phone she did that.
It's possible. I kind of assumed
either way,
everything was through the den, but
yeah,
they could just...
I guess it doesn't matter. It just looked like a friends list to me. Like, I didn't think you could specifically pick a random username and just decide to video call them, which she does in this one, and then the guy's like bragging about how he can like please her, and I don't know, it was weird. So she skips it. So hold on. Ugh. Sorry, edit that out. I'm having a hard time over here. Okay, so here's my note here. I said, also, why wouldn't you tell the detective that the girl was on your screen one night while you were sleeping? And wait. And the person knew what your boyfriend was doing to you last night. Like, you're like, why wouldn't you tell the cops all of this information? Like, it wasn't just a random act that you witnessed. This has been building up for weeks now, and they've been stalking you. Like, oh my god, I was so
instead of doing anything like that, she's just on chat roulette, like, looking at people. But, like, because, like, I think if this happened to me, I'd be so fucking freaked out. Like, I get freaked out. Like, it's pretty easy to freak me out. Like,
I was scared watching this. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I would have Michael there with me. Like, she hasn't even called Damien yet to be like, yo, somebody saw us fucking. Like,
right. That would be my first thing. Like, I wouldn't even got like, yes, exactly. No, I'm just saying the exact same thing you're saying. Yes. All right. So,
but
let's move on for a second.
She's just on chat roulette, like, hey, how's it going? Like, being a fucking
exactly.
twat.
I was gonna say she skips to the next video right after that. And it's like this young kid, and he starts typing, and it just says, show me your titties with a bunch of question marks, and I was cracking up. She skips it, she goes on to the next, and it's just this fat woman in lingerie, and she's just slowly laughing at her, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yes.
That one bothered me more than the murder, I think.
I kind of want to see, like, all the spin-off movies about every person that she chatted with.
No. The next one is like a Russian roulette type of game with these young kids. this is pretty intense too. One of the women like ends up like shooting herself on her turn. They all start laughing, and then the girl gets up that had shot herself, and it was all a joke. My note says, I feel like Elizabeth didn't have the proper reaction to this. Like, had she just seen way too many murders this week that it didn't bother her? Like, why wouldn't you have skipped that one from the get?
I know. And also, maybe, again, it was, like, the movie trying to be like, look how real that looked, but it was still fake. Like,
yes.
You know? But the thing, you are right. Like, Elizabeth was like, oh, no, someone just got shot in the fucking head. Like... It's like
she literally didn't even do that. I literally think she just went like this, and I'm like, no one can see this, but I'm like literally just making a face, and then she just
like
skipped
rolling
off on
your
it. Like that's literally what she did. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because as soon as it showed the gun with the bullets, and then like them spinning the.
Are you kidding me? I would have been like.
Yeah, Michael and I were both like, "Oh shit, Russian roulette! Like this is pretty horrible. Like there's just
100%.
This is just snuff." And like
she was just like, "Oh man, I keep seeing these murders. Better go get my coffee out of the bathroom again."
You're not gonna let that go.
No, I will never let it go. All right, so she signs off and she checks the post that she had made about the girl. There's a kind of like a mix of comments left, and some of them are just saying like it's fake, and Elizabeth looks like really discouraged. And then I said I would have stopped this project a long time ago, but now I really would have stopped. Like the whole thing, I'm just like stop. I would have stopped this thing. I would have just
okay.
Stop.
So there's like literally a million options you could have done, and she did none of them. Because like you could have
none of them.
Messaged Sally and been like, "Hey, I'm like hitting a weird place here. Like, what's your advice for me?" Or like,
I wouldn't even have
Damien,
been that subtle.
What do I do?
I witnessed a murder.
I know, but it's like. Reach out to people. Like, nobody does that in this movie. Like, I mean, I'll get to it
talks to anybody.
the longer, like, as we get deeper into the plot and stuff. But it's like, literally no one gets in touch with anyone. It's just like, wow, this is happening.
I know.
I'll just keep figuring this out. It's like, what?
First of all, even if you're having, like, you're clearly flirty with Max. I don't know if you're dating Damien. I guess she's dating Damien at this point. But, like, if you don't want Damien to come over, fine. At least have Max come over, sleep on the couch, something. Like, that first night I knew my computer got hacked, I would have been like, okay, listen, I don't know which one of you sleeping with, but, like, you're coming over and you're staying at my house tonight.
Or even her friend Jenny, who witnessed it already. Like, have her stay over.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Jenny.
Just team up.
I don't know. I have to say, I mean, sure, I'd rather anyone than be alone, but, like, I think in this particular case, I would have wanted more of a male presence there, just because I was, like, freaked out at this point. Like, I don't think Jenny could really defend herself.
So subtle.
Alright, so the next scene is, she's video chatting with Damien. He's walking at night in the dark. He asks her if she got his zoo video he sent earlier. She says no, kind of brushes it off.
And he looks super sad, but
he
honestly,
did, yeah.
I don't know why you hate him
so much.
I hate him. I don't care. Fuck him.
Why? Is it just because he snuck in at night and like did dirty things to her?
It's just his attitude the whole time. I wish I wrote down specifics, but honestly, I wouldn't have given this guy the time of day. Like, he's just...
Well, I think he's cute.
Well, fine, but he just seems really, like, impatient with her. Like, he just seems very condescending.
See, I got the exact opposite. Like, I got, like, Elizabeth blows off every single person. Every single person in this movie is trying multiple times to reach out to her to hang out with her. And if Damien is her boyfriend, I'd be pissed too that I could never get a hold of her. Like, invite me over. We'll watch dicks swanging together. Like, just, like, let's hang out. Let's do something.
Oh, for sure. I think they're both the worst. But he is the worst as well. Like... Just and honestly, who can afford an apartment like that in LA? Did you see his fucking apartment? That doesn't mean anything, but like, fuck these people. I don't care about them.
So that's why you don't like him, because you can't afford his apartment.
No, he seems like such a twat. I think Max seems normal-ish, but like, you can never trust a guy that's like, I don't know. I have weird theories. I'm also very drunk. I'm gonna say some shit that I don't mean.
Well, let's get into it. I want to hear all of your theories. If you're forgetting them as you go, write them down, because I want to hear all of them. All right, So...
But I literally wrote in my notes here, Damien is being a total fuck. So, I don't know.
See, I don't... Alright, we're divided on this one because I think he's just, like, sad. He just wants to be with his girlfriend. He, like, surprised her. He did all nice things to her.
To her.
To her. Alright, so again, he's walking at night. They're video chatting. He's telling her that she talks about the girl and, like, everything that happened. She's just now telling him, like, the first time. And he's telling her that the video is probably fake and to get over it and stuff. Okay, now I see what you're talking about. I definitely get that point. For sure. But also, just to go back to your point from before, if he thinks that she's, like, cheating on him, like, and he's still holding on, like, he's probably just so pissed at her at this point. Like, if in your theory, he thinks that she, like, had someone waiting for her at the door that was, like, she was banging that night, and then now she's just, like, making stuff up to not have to, like, hang out with him or be with him. Like, that could be it, too.
Well, that seems pretty elaborate. Like, she's, instead of making up, like, oh, I don't feel good, she's like, I witnessed a fucking murder. Like, what? What?
Alright, whatever, Sam. Alright. So he's like, yeah, like, I think he's just kind of trying to, like, get back to their relationship, because they're in, like, a spot right now. I think he's like, listen, don't worry about the girl he saw get murdered. Hi, Jojo. Oh, she can't hear me, can she? Oh, hi, hello, Jojo.
Did you hear her now?
I did. That's why I said hello back. She tells him that he didn't see the video. He doesn't know how horrible it was, and she can't just stop the project because the school gave her a lot of money to do this, and she can't just change her mind. And I get that. I do. I really do. I do just want to be, like, mentally fucked up and scarred for the rest of your life because, like, you just have to keep going on with this project. Like, no. So,
no.
Damien's getting into his car. Again, it's dark and it's nighttime. Elizabeth turns away from the camera. See, this is her being a twat. She's just, like, distracted all the time. So, Elizabeth turns away from the camera to answer a phone call. You see a man in the back in a potato sack-like hood, is what I wrote. He attacks Damien and the video chat ends. So the next morning, you see... So, Elizabeth didn't see any of this. That's why she's not reacting. Although she probably wouldn't have reacted. Ayo.
Yeah, because she looks back at the camera, and from her point of view, it looks like he just hung up on her.
He hung up, yes, correct. So the next morning you see a video from Damien pop up and she plays it. It's the zoo video that never sent from yesterday. So my opinion on this is that she brushed him off yesterday. She wasn't really even listening to him. So I think she probably just figured he just sent this to her. So that's why she's not worried about anything. She figured he was annoyed last night, but now he's not. He sent her a video. He's at the zoo, whatever. And I thought his little zoo video was hysterical. He's adorable, and I don't think cute. He's a twat.
And actually, even Michael was like, why do you not like this guy? And I was like, oh, fuck this guy. I hate him.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I agree with Michael on that. So a message pops up from Damien, and it says, hey, and the video chat starts. But as she's watching it, she realizes it's just a recorded video of him from the other night. So Sam pointed this out earlier. It's literally just him, like, showing... talking about how he cleaned his house. So, like, we've seen this scene. She's been a part of this conversation already. The video starts to glitch out, and then you see his house completely empty. And I'm like, holy shit, this is terrifying. She gets up and calls that cop again. Now, here's my thing. At this point, you don't know who's stalking her. You don't know who's doing this. You don't know how many people are involved, whatever. But holy fuck, how organized is this person to have gone to this guy's house and cleared out his whole thing? Oh, God, you just scared me.
I'm so sorry. Jojo went to the other room and the door opened really loud. And it scared me.
I reacted as if I'm sitting next to you and, like, someone was breaking into the room. Do you see, Elizabeth? This is the proper reaction to reacting to something.
Normal people react like, what?
Oh my God, I literally just got so scared. You were like... I'm scared so bad.
It scared me.
Oh God. All right. So she gets up and calls the cop again. But seriously, my whole thing behind this is like, who is clearing out an entire large size house apartment? Like, who is doing that?
Apartment. No, 100%. And like I said, once this episode's over, like once we're done, can I? No, never mind.
No, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. We'll do it all at the end because I have a couple theories too. Okay. All right, so the next morning, I'm going back. So she's at Damien's house now. The camera, so I assume this is Damien's camera from the computer. It's on the floor, and it's, like, recording what's happening. So she's with the cops again. It seems like no one's taking...
Marissa, I'm so sorry, but I forgot. I wrote down something Michael said at this part.
What?
Where, like, you know how you're saying that who has the organization to clear out his apartment?
Yeah.
Michael goes... Maybe it's a realtor, like, like killing people and clearing out old tenants.
Oh, that would be a good twist.
I'm so sorry. It was so silly, and we were laughing about it.
No, that's funny. I would have gone more with a moving company.
But, like, a realtor, then they can, like, sell the place to someone new.
Yeah, but they would need, like, a lease terminated or something.
Well, Damien's been terminated, so it's fine.
That's not a spoiler. She's literally just making a terrible joke.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, so, no, it's really fine. So, she's at Damien's. She's arguing with the police. They're not helpful at all. So while this is happening and she's at Damien's house, you see that her computer is calling her friend Jenny, and Jenny's like, Elizabeth, why isn't your computer on, or your camera on? She, like, just, like, accepts the fact that it's broken. Like, listen to me carefully. If you called me with no video, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with your camera? And you were like, it's broken or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. You would, today's day and age, you never have a broken camera. Like, when did that ever work? When you, like, put a camera on a computer, like, back in the day when, like, you had to, like, actually, like, pick up the little, like, Logitech one, like, put it up. Like, yeah. no one's camera is ever broken unless your phone is just smashed to smithereens. Like, I would never, and, like, if you're close with that person, why wouldn't they tell you that? Like, why wouldn't you be like, dude, I dropped my phone in the hot tub, my camera's broken, like,
also,
something.
You don't have to FaceTime someone to text them. Like,
why isn't you just texting her?
Like, could you just text her and be like, hey, come over? Like, why do you have to call her and then message her during the call?
No,
fucking weird.
It's all baloney. It's all, so sorry.
I'm gonna be honest, I probably wouldn't have been suspicious, but yeah. It's just
I think it's
like
because I saw
device.
this movie so long ago when it came out that, like, or, like, around that, like, if anyone ever did to me, like, what this scene is about to be, I would be like, no. Like, if you still lived around here and you were like, hey, just, my camera's broken, come over, I have a surprise for you, I would be like, fuck you. I would literally
or you would have texted me and been like, did you just call me? Like, you would have
no, I would have called you. Like, I would have called your phone. I would have been like, are you fucking with me? Yeah. Or is someone trying to kill you? Those are the only two options. All right.
There's no other options.
Yeah, so Jenny's skeptical, but she just, like, goes on believing that this is true, and Elizabeth's like, I have a surprise for you, please come over. All again while you see that Elizabeth is clearly at Damien's house still. Like, this is not her typing.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, I put, what the fuck? Why are these the worst police officers ever? Like, the guy's like, sorry, I can't really help. This doesn't seem real. You know how guys do stupid shit. And I went, sir, what?
I know.
It's a missing person, and clearly things are happening to this girl, whether you believe she's a victim or she's, like, connected to this somehow. Like, are you kidding me? In, like, every Final Destination movie, like, one thing happens and they're like, sit in the interrogation room, you're somehow doing all of this, like, all these supernatural things. And this girl's, like, witnessed a murder, she's been stalked by this person, her boyfriend's now missing. Like, at least even consider her a murder suspect at this point if her boyfriend's missing. Like, do something other than being this unhelpful.
The thing is that's problematic about all of this is that, like, it's not just her word. Like, she has video of a bunch of stuff. Like,
right.
And they're ignoring all of it.
Right.
Sorry.
Hi, JoJo. Alright, so The next scene, you see Jenny arrive at Elizabeth's house. She's video chatting with her still. She tells her to come in via text. Again, this is not Elizabeth. And I would not be doing this. I've seen way too many horror movies. Mm-hmm. The text from Elizabeth's phone tells her she's in the bed. And I literally wrote, oh, hell no. Like, literally, if you're texting me and there's a lump in your bed and I'm in your house and I can't find you and you're like, I'm under the covers, I would be like, okay, be right there, and then run out. Like, and okay, wait, I have to just say this. In any horror movie we ever watch, I just got like a crazy second wind because this always bothers me. People never play it fucking cool. Ever in movies. Ever, ever, ever. Like, if someone approached me, I don't know, to do something, they were trying to kidnap me, obviously if they're trying to kidnap me, that may be more dramatic of a thing, but, like, if like, someone's, like, stalking you or doing something, I don't know, people are literally always, like, the worst reactions. I would literally be like, oh, that sounds so much fun, I'm gonna just go grab my jacket, like, I don't know, I would obviously try to be more realistic than that, but something to play along with it so they don't automatically, like, I've seen it so many times in movies where they go to say something and the guy's like all happy and stuff, and I feel like if they just fucking played along, they could have got out of the building, went into their car, like, done, I can't think of a single fucking example that I'm trying to think of right now, but you know what I'm talking about, like, no one ever plays it cool, ever.
No, ever, never.
Ever. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. But this is another one of those things where I feel like if Jenny was just like, okay, like, and then was like even if she was like something stupid, like, I don't know if like whoever was in the house like would have let her do this, but even if she was like, okay, weirdo, be right there, and like pretend like I'm gonna go to the bathroom, like something stupid just to make it think you weren't thinking like the worst. Anyway, Jenny pulls back the covers. Elizabeth's computer is there. She kind of like taps on it. She's like, "What the fuck?" And then like you see the potato sack man,
but
which is what I called him.
So this is the worst. The worst part is, doesn't she come in and like the sink is running in the bathroom or the kitchen?
Oh yes. Sorry.
And like
she like turns it off.
She's
like, Elizabeth.
Even she's like, "What the fuck?" And it's like, that's so sketchy. I don't know why the wet bandits are there, but like.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. I'm so upset I didn't have that. Here's a perfect situation where she could have been. If I had even made it into the house, which I wouldn't have, but if the water was running like that, I literally would have been like, you goofball, or something like that. I'd be like, oh, I forgot the beer in the car or something. Like, something stupid to make it think you were walking back into that house, and, like, I would have immediately walked out. Like, there was one time I thought someone broke into my old apartment because I went to go take out the garbage. When I came back, my Xbox was on.
Ooh.
Or it was off or something like that. I don't know. It was opposite of how I left it. And I literally wouldn't even walk up in it. And I remember my dad was like, I don't know, like, I think he was like, okay, I'll come right over because he was like right next door at work or something. And I remember like opening the door and being like, I called the cops. Because I wasn't in there, so I was safe. But, like, if I was in there, I probably would have started talking to myself and been like, oh, let me just go clean my shoes at the bottom of the hallway here, and then, like, ran out. I don't know. I sound so smug about it, but probably in real life I would be, like, the worst.
No, but, like, you went in and you're like, oh, I called the cops. Instead of, you weren't like, hello? Like...
And someone was just like, hey, I'm here to kill you, and I'm like, cool, be right back.
Oh my gosh.
all right so Jenny sees the laptop, and then you see like the potato sack man behind her, and he just like, so he bashes her head down, which my note said, did he bash her head onto like the bed because that's soft? Like, I don't know how he got so much control over her, because she was literally standing above the bed, and he comes down and like bashes her head down with his hand, and I'm like, it seems like he just pushed her head against, like, the soft mattress, but maybe it was the floor. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. I just wrote that she got gourded.
Gourded. Alright. The next scene is Elizabeth. She's back home. She's video chatting with Max. She complains that the cops won't help her about Damien, and she still hasn't heard from him. She asks Max if he found anything about the girl. He tells her that it's like impossible to find out where the girl was chatting from. They kind of get annoyed at each other, and then they hang up, and the conversation ends. Next scene, Elizabeth's in bed.
Oh, wait, hang on real quick. Because this is the part where they really want to establish that, like, I don't know, Max is, like, her technologically, like, advanced friend, and he's like, yes. He's like, oh, they're using IP addresses and proxy servers. It's like he's just throwing around, like, buzzwords. And I'm like, I feel like the writers didn't know anything about computers. And they're like, how
just
we
Googled it.
Yeah, they're like, how are we gonna write a hacker character like convincingly? We don't care.
How to describe how you hack into a computer.
Yeah, I literally
they
even
were
wrote...
they're like it's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of IP addresses, LimeWire,
Yeah.
Napster.
They had no idea. It was the stupidest thing. But
I didn't catch that. That's very funny. So she's chatting with him, and then the conversation ends. I already said that.
She keeps trying to climb on my computer.
I see that.
You can't.
The next scene, Elizabeth's in bed, but you're looking at her computer screen. A message pops up on her computer, and it's from Lynn, which is her sister. Are you in my ear?
Excuse me?
Okay. And like the sound cut out, and then I was like, "Wait, are you still in my ear?" And you go, "Excuse me."
I didn't know what you were asking me.
Oh my god! All right. Do you
Sorry,
see
Joe's
how far?
She's getting activated because it's getting close to dinner. Sorry, but okay.
Do you see how far down my chair just keeps slinking down further? All right.
Yeah,
so you see a computer message from Lynn, and she's like, "Sis, where you been?" Which is where I thought you learned that it's her sister, but apparently you knew that before. Elizabeth's writing back on her phone that she's busy, and Lynn wants to see her, and she just says like, "I'll see you soon," whatever. The next scene, Elizabeth's trying to reach Jenny through a chat. She's not answering her. Dude, okay, you've now witnessed a murder, your boyfriend's missing, his place has been cleaned out, he's, like, completely erased from the world, and now your best friend's missing, and you're not gonna think, like, the worst of that situation. You're just like, oh, Jenny's real busy these days.
Okay,
She's not getting
and
back
also,
to me.
like, Michael, again, brought up a really good point here, because he was like, wouldn't you, like, reach out to their family? Like, and be like, hey, have you heard from this person? Like I said before, like, how come nobody's getting in touch with their people? Like, it's just like, well, this is weird. It's like, call...
No one reacts. Like, their scripts literally said, do not react appropriately. That was how they were supposed to act in each
Literally.
scene.
It's like, call Damien's dad, or his mom, or, like, if you've been dating, like... Look into stuff. Like, go on his Facebook.
Call Damien's grandma. Call anyone.
Dude, figure it out. But instead, she's just like,
call Todd.
This is weird.
It's his cubicle mate.
Dude, anyone. Literally,
like, Damien been to work, Todd.
Yeah,
no.
Call his job. Like, this is the craziest thing to me. It's like, nobody's putting in the extra effort. It's just like, oh, wow, the cops aren't
Are you kidding
helpful.
me? If Tyler's, like, late home from work after, like, an hour or two, if I can't get a hold of him, I'm like, I usually go to his friend, and I'm like, oh, no, it was literally the night I was coming home from my parents' house, and I couldn't get a hold of him, and I knew he was playing Xbox, and I was, like, 30 seconds from texting. I was literally voice texting his friend and being like, are you playing with Tyler? Is he alive?
Is he okay?
Is he okay? Alright, so, where did we leave off? So, yeah, Jenny's not answering. The next scene's a video chat from Sally. Elizabeth, like, answers right away, and she's like, listen, I know, I'm sorry, I haven't been, like, responding to your emails, like, stuff's been going on, and Sally, like, cuts her off, and she's like, so pissed off, and she's like, I can't believe you sent that to everybody, and blah, 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 and Elizabeth's like, I didn't send anything to anybody. She opens up her email, and this is the first time I guess she's finding out, because she doesn't look at her fucking email, apparently. But,
nope.
like, they didn't even erase it, like, when they sent it to everyone. Like, it's been there the whole time, and she just never looked into it. Yeah, so she's, like, finding out for the first time that it's the video of her and Damien. Now, my note here says, because she literally opens it, and my note says, why did she have to look at it for so long? Like, did you not understand what you were looking at? Like, I understand being floored and shocked at this point, but, like, close it out. Like,
yeah.
Like, she literally is, like, Sally's, like, her picture's here, like, she's video chatting live with Sally, like, clicks the video, and she's just, like, watching her and Damien, and I'm like, I literally would have been like, oh god, how did you see that? Like,
yeah,
like,
exactly. You'd be so
any
upset.
other reaction. Yeah.
No, but we get
Sally's,
to listen to her making those gross sex noises.
Those sounds again, yeah. So Sally's like super pissed, and basically like Elizabeth's trying to tell her like everything has been going on until Sally's just like literally like, no, you're fired. Like that's it. Like I'm over it. She's like, I vouched for you. Like,
well, she even said, she's like, no, you're clearly not well. She says that to her, and it's like,
yes. Well, because, and even as they're going along, she's looking more and more, like, stressed and haggardy, and, yeah.
Well, this is what bothers me, what I was said before. It's like, I'm shocked that Liz never reached out to, Sally before this. Like, telling her, like, hey, I had to call the cops because I saw a freaking snuff video. She hasn't been filling her in on anything. It's just,
right,
this is the first time they're talking, and this is stupid.
I'm so melted.
Hang on, now you're making me want to get candy. Okay,
no, I was like, please don't eat any more Pringles.
No more Pringles. I'm sorry.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go on while you're doing that, because we're like 2 hours into this thing.
Well, I'm right here. My kitchen is literally my living room.
I know, so I'm saying, I'm gonna keep going. Alright, so she fires Elizabeth. The next scene, Elizabeth's looking at Damien's screen name that keeps signing on and off a bunch of times in a row, and I'm like, oh, that's so terrible. Like, whoever's doing this is really good at toying with people. Like, I was, like, putting myself in her shoes, like, if that was, like, if Tyler was missing and then his, like, screen name just keeps signing on and off, like, that's so sad. Like, I felt bad for her. So Elizabeth goes to look at Damien's friends list and tries to video chat with someone to see if they've heard him. So now she's trying to reach out to people after, like, a week of him been missing. I just stuttered like nobody's business. So her first video is this girl who has like a horrible attitude. Like, I was offended by this girl's attitude, and she's like, I haven't seen Damien since I was like 12. And then she signs off from Elizabeth, and then the girl blocks Elizabeth, and I was like, she flags her, not blocks her, and I was like, dude, that's a bit hasty. Like just be like she's clearly just worried. Why did I just do that? Why did I just flip the paper up like that?
No, but I mean, what bothered me the most is that you can flag somebody, and nowhere in this process did Liz flag that fucking sketchy ass account. Like, what?
I didn't even think about that. Like, apparently asking where your boyfriend is grounds for a flag, but not murder. So Elizabeth's looking back over the video from the night that she was video chatting with him, with Damien. When he was getting in the car, she never saw him get attacked because she was facing the other way, and now that part of the video is all distorted. So, like, as she's watching it back, the guy in the back, like, you can't see him anymore. A message from Damien pops up as she's looking at the video, and it's just a bunch of dots. She tries to quickly respond, but the user signs off. So sad. She tries to video chat another guy. He seems pretty sleazy. He's got a girl in his bed behind her. That was my note. He's on Damien's friends list. So the guy tells her that Damien actually sent him, like, a link last night before he signed off. And she's, like, all excited. She's like, oh my god, he did? Like, can you please send it to me? And he's like, yeah, I think I still have it. And so, like, she's sitting there, and it's just a video of, like, a empty doorway, and then, like, the door slowly starts to open, and you're kind of like, oh my god, what's about to happen? Is, like, Damien gonna be behind it? Like, is this guy in on the whole thing? And then it's just the puppet dick from the beginning, and he's dancing.
Yep.
And the guy starts laughing, and he's like, yo, when you see Damien, tell him he's got a tiny dick. And then he ends the chat. Poor Elizabeth at this point. I mean, that's horrible. Now she's trying to reach out and do the right thing, and I mean, it's too late, but
right.
The next video is like a guy. It's a really gross guy, and he's like aggressively jerking off.
Yeah. She's back on fucking chat roulette. Like, she just goes right back on it.
See, hold on. I didn't get that. I got that she was still going on his list, which made me write the note. No. Yeah, which made me write the note. She's been fired, so I know she's not still doing the project. So was this guy on Damien's friends list?
Oh.
If so, like, what kind of friends are you friends with, buddy?
Yo, you're right.
Like, I thought she went back. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was back on, like, chat roulette.
No, she's been fired from that. I mean, at least I don't think so. Alright, anyway, so she's back to analyzing the video. She clears up the picture in the car, and she's able to see the masked man. So she, like, freaks out. She calls the police. Next scene, she's calling the police again. She's leaving a voicemail. She's, like, begging them for help. a video chat pops up from Damien, and it's actually a compilation of all the time that Elizabeth spent on the den. Any video chats with friends or family, it's just like a compilation of all of them. And Max's video that she had recorded at one point or another just keeps repeating, there's nothing you can do about it now. And then in between shots of Damien from his cubicle that one day, like just kind of saying that he wants to see her, is a dark room that just appears with like a silhouette of someone in it. And at first I was like, you don't know who it is, but if I had to guess, it would be Damien. And then I said, oh wait, never mind. The man lit a cigarette and it's not Damien, but you don't know who it is.
Okay.
And then I said, all while Elizabeth's like screaming in the background, why are you doing this? The chat ends and Elizabeth looks devastated. And I was like, of course she's devastated. This is like so fucked up.
Yeah. But, yeah, she opened up a freaking sketchy ass link and like got a virus on her computer.
No, that's not till way later.
Wait, what?
Sorry, yeah, so all of that happens and then a link pops up. But the reason she clicks on that is because Damien, like, a chat comes up from Damien and it says, if you want to see me, like, click on this link. And, I also put, again, that I hate how they type in this because it's like, if you want the number 2, and then the letter C. It was just so stupid. But yes, I'm sorry, you are right. It was right here, but she didn't, in her tiny bit of defense, she didn't just randomly click. She clicked because she thought that, like, she was going to see, like, Damien. But yeah, it wipes her whole computer out. I don't know why I thought that was so much later. But yeah, so the next scene is Max, and he's actually at her house, and he's like, well, listen, stop opening links from, like, strangers, and, like, this won't happen to you. So now at this point, everything is wiped on her computer. All of the proof she had of there's someone being in Damien's car with him that night is gone. Everything's gone.
And there's proof again that she's doing this fucking research project, but she hasn't backed up anything. So that's a little bit frustrating.
Right, you are right. Max even is like, please tell me you backed up your research project. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about the research project. Like, everything's gone about Damien. And he's like, so at this point, Max is like, listen, you and Damien weren't that great, all right? Why don't we, like... And he, like, tries to, like slip in there, and I was like, not the time for this, buddy. Not the time. Elizabeth gets really offended, and then Max gets offended that she's offended, and then she's like, get out of my house! And so he leaves. The next scene is Elizabeth laying in bed. She just sits staring at the screen of Jenny's chat for her to answer back. Still nothing. The next scene, Elizabeth's running in like a park or something. I guess she's like recording it on her phone. My thing is like, how? Like, do people actually run for stress relief? Because when I walk at a fast pace, I'm like aggravated and out of breath. So like, I can't believe people actually run. Like your boyfriend's missing, you've seen a murder, and you're like, I just need to run and clear my head. I mean, I know some people feel that way. I do not at all.
Yeah, same. I usually just like cry on my couch.
Yeah. So she gets a chat from Jenny that she's home and she goes to her house. Like, she wants her to come to her house, and I was like, oh boy, we've seen this before. So same kind of setup. The chat from Jenny is like, it's unlocked, come in. Elizabeth's trying to turn on some lights. She can't. She tries calling Jenny's name. She tries calling Jenny's phone, and it just keeps ringing. Elizabeth is walking through her dark house alone looking for her. Again, I was like, hell no, I would not have been in there. Like, I can't stress enough how much I would not have done in this movie. Everything I would not have done. So she steps in some water in the hallway, and like, which is never a good sign. Like, anytime in a horror movie there's like water, you're like, oh, someone's dead. So she like starts walking into the bathroom where she sees Jenny in like a tub of like her own blood with which looks like she has like self-inflicted wounds. It was so fucking hard for me to get that sentence out. Elizabeth like taps her like on the shoulder to see if she's alive or whatever, and like Jenny just like aggressively like jolts out of the bathtub, and like Elizabeth's like calling the police, but apparently while she's on the phone it sounds like Jenny like dies in the background, and I'm like, was she just like really like she had that much bit of life left in her that she was just like I'm dead.
Yeah, right. Wait, I didn't even catch that she died. I'm an idiot.
Well, she's literally, like, on the phone. She's like, 911, please help, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, Jenny, no, Jenny, please, she's not breathing, she's not breathing. Yeah, so okay. I assume, and then Jenny never comes back, so I just assume she did die.
Good call.
So, next scene, Elizabeth's back home. She's crying. She's looking at what is a suicide note from Jenny in, like, an email.
A suicide email.
Yeah, an
Yep.
email, and I'm like, my note was like, damn, this guy is twisted. Like, who's fucking with her? Like, that's just fucked up. Um, so the next scene, Elizabeth's trying to sleep in bed, and she's just tossing and turning again. The camera's just on her while she's sleeping. The next scene, it's morning. She's in bed. She gets a chat from Lynn, and then the video. Okay, so this part, holy shit. So she gets a chat from Lynn. She opens it up. It's like a video, and it's a map, and it's just zooming in further and further. Like, it was kind of like a satellite picture. What?
Wait. Oh my god, this is such a good scene. But before this, she's watching the fucking stupidest
I did skip
video
that. Yes,
ever. I was screaming.
It was literally like a redneck, and he's like, I'm going to show you how to load a pistol. All right. Don't forget to subscribe.
But she looks so serious the whole time. Like, she has this, like, yeah, I'm going to learn how to shoot. And it's, like, the fucking dumbest scene ever. And it's like, this is how you load it. You put this into the clip, and then you put it in the gun. And she's like, yeah. And it's like, I was so mad. This is the stupidest video I've ever seen.
So, alright, I agree that the video was really stupid. Obviously, they were trying to be, like, crazy overdramatic about, like, a redneck and guns and stuff. But I did feel bad because it seemed like she was so desperate to try to figure out how to protect herself at this point. Like, that's how I took that scene. But clearly you...
But I feel like guns are so hard to buy in... I don't know. I feel like guns are so hard to buy in LA, and it's like,
yeah, I guess
where did she even get that gun? Like, that would have been a more interesting scene, like showing her trying to get a gun,
like walking to the back alley, like, you got a gun? Kick it by?
Yeah, she's watching a YouTube video about how to load and shoot, and it's like,
maybe she
so
just and you know what's funny about it? I don't remember. I'm not even gonna try to guess, but it was a very specific gun that he was loading too. Remember, he was like, I'm gonna teach you how to load a something. Yeah. Anyway, you are right. That happens. And then the next morning... No, it's okay. The next morning, she gets that video from Lynn's, like, username. And it's, like, a satellite map of, like, an area. And it's just zooming in further and further until you realize that it's Lynn's house. And that someone's walking around her house and, like looking... I love your face as I'm telling this. Like, you've never heard this before. It's amazing. It's like I'm telling a story that you haven't... Like, this happened to me, and I'm telling you, and you're like, oh, what happened? What happened next?
Well, it was a cool scene. I don't know the technology behind it, like how you could get from Google Maps to like literally a guy walking around.
Well, they're realtors, remember? They have access to all this. Oh my god. All right, yeah, so the guy's walking around her house, and you can clearly see that he's, like, right next to Lynn, like, outside. He can see he has access to Lynn at this point. She calls the police, and I thought it was smart that she was like, my house is being broken into. Like, she didn't say, like, my sister's house. Like it seemed more like, I'm in danger, my house, whatever.
Yes.
So she's calling the police, whatever.
And he just goes in. The door isn't locked.
I was going to say, yeah, the guy enters her house right away. He picks up a knife. Elizabeth's, like, calling Lynn, and so as Lynn picks up her video chat, you see the guy in the background, which gave me, like, so this is my note. I said, real strangers vibes here. And then I was like, well, the whole mass stalker guy, too. I guess it's, like, the online version of that. And I was like, it took me having seen this multiple times in the past and having watched it over a 2-day span to get that. And then I just wrote sigh. Because it really is. It's like the online, like, stalker, like they toy with their... Well, we'll get into that movie one day, but it's a lot like that. So, Elizabeth, like, her audio and video are breaking up quite a bit, but she's clearly screaming at Lynn to get out of her house. And Lynn, in the deadest monotone voice I have ever heard in my life, is like... What? What do you mean? What? And Elizabeth's like, get out of the house! And so, like, Elizabeth's video cuts out, and Lynn hears a noise, and again, super dead voice. She's like, hello? Is someone there? And I'm like, yes, Lynn, you stupid bitch. Like, I hated her so much in this scene. It was the worst acting. Like, it made Elizabeth look like she belonged, like, at the Oscars for her performance, because... I've never seen someone react so badly.
Agree, because I was even saying, like, if my sister just called me out of nowhere and was like, "Get out of your fucking house right now," I'd be like, "Okay, I'm leaving."
Listen
like,
to
I
me.
wouldn't even question
Listen
it.
to me. I was about to walk out of my house when you were scared a second ago of something. Like, if anybody called me, and if you even called me with a serious tone, and you were like, "Hey," I would have been like, "Where do I have to go? What am I doing? Like, tell me what I have to." Like, I would have picked up things in my house and left. Like, no way. You wouldn't even have had to finish your sentence, and I would have been out of my house.
Yep.
Or, again, I would have tried to play it cool and been like, you silly. All right, I got some laundry to do. Hang up. And then just, like, run. Or, like, walk towards the house or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Anything but what Lynn did. Anything but what Lynn did.
Yeah.
So, she hears, like, a noise or whatever, and you hear a door slam. She turns around. The guy is there, and she screams. Like, she drops the phone, which, like, had the camera on it, and the guy walks over to her. So at this point, you clearly see that there's two of them. One has her tied up and is holding a knife to her pregnant belly, which I hated. And then the other one is clearly recording them. So you hear sirens and the two men leave. So, like, it looks like they were about to, like, just murder this woman and her baby.
Yeah.
So the two men leave. They start to walk out of, like, Jenny's, like, house area. And the one guy, like, that's in front of the guy recording takes off his hood and just drops it. Like, you never see who it is or, like, anything underneath it, but he just walks it. Now, here's my note. This is so terrifying to me because this means that they blend in with society. Like, he has a jumpsuit on. I don't know what the other guy's wearing that's recording, but, like, this to me seems like they could just walk out on the street at this point and, like, someone would smile at them. Like, they're just, like, a worker, like, walking and, like they weren't just about to murder a pregnant woman, like, in her home. So the other man that was in the, that was recording, he dropped the camera on the ground in, like, Lynn's yard before they left. So that's kind of important. Then the next scene is, like, the camera that the guy had dropped is being picked up by someone as you now see that the cops and Elizabeth are at Lynn's house. Now I said, are we to think that this is, like, an inside man? Like, is that why he's recording it? Like, is it a cop? Like, this was my thoughts on this was happening. And then I was like, the cop, in quotations, oh, no, sorry, not quotations. The cop from before, this, like, horrible detective that's been out through the whole movie. You see him, and I'm like, I literally was like, are you gonna listen now, buddy? Like, this is, like, way too many coincidences that, like, you just...
But no, he isn't. No. And in fact, he's gonna be the worst.
Yeah.
Like, so, the worst.
Yeah, so he asks to speak to Elizabeth alone. He like, takes her outside. So as they kind of exit the room, the scene...
Wait a minute, what do you mean? You missed the whole part where he's like...
No.
Like,
No, the cop and Elizabeth leave the room. As that happens, the guy that has the camera is sitting down across from Lynn, and he's like, so where's your husband? Is this the scene you're talking about?
Okay, so wait, we interpreted this really different, because what I was seeing was that the person with the camera was looking in through the window.
No, he picked up the camera from outside, walked past a bunch of other cops into her house, sat it on the table, watched Elizabeth and the cop have a conversation, and then he's like, can I talk to you outside? They leave the room. He's sitting, like, diagonal from Lynn, or standing, whatever, but the camera's on the table, and he starts talking to her.
Oh.
Because when so I'll get to what they talk about in a second, but when Elizabeth and the cop come back in, the guy gets up and walks out of her house.
Weird. I interpreted like he was outside of the window getting all of this, because then it, like, pans over to where they're talking, and then he just turns around and walks to the street.
No, yeah, because when he's in there, so let's just go into it really quick. So he's sitting across from Lynn, and he's like, where's your husband? And she's like, I'm not married. And he's like, well, where's the father? And, like, kind of, like, with an attitude. Yeah. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Is it a cop? Like, what? Like, why are you even talking to him? Like, what is he dressed as that you think he's okay to be in your house right now? That was my question. So, and the detective was clearly dressed in, like business clothes. So maybe this guy was just dressed in business clothes. He's another detective, whatever. And so she's like, the father's not around, and the guy's like, don't you think he should be here for this? And, like, I don't know, really weird. I'm like, I would be like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're not allowed to talk to me like that. Get the fuck out of my house. So
yeah, it was the most disgusting
so
thing
creepy
ever.
So as he's so Lynn's like sitting there crying or something like that, and then the guy zooms in on Elizabeth and the detective outside, but you can't hear what they're saying, and it literally zooms out through, like, they're outside, it zooms out through the door because he's inside. So another cop walks in, gives Lynn a cup of water, and that guy walks like out through the house, back into the yard, and then walks out the street and into his truck, where you see the mask in his car. And I'm like, was this supposed to be a reveal? We obviously knew this was the bad guy at this point. Like, who else would be weirdly like attacking a pregnant woman like with his words like that?
Right.
But yeah, and then all right, so the next scene, Elizabeth is in her apartment. She's telling Lynn over, like, video that she's safe. Like, I'm gonna come right back. I'm just gonna get some of my stuff. Oh, sorry. I did skip something. Before the guy gets into his car, the bad guy with the camera. Excuse me. He sees Elizabeth leave with a cop, like, in a cop car. And so he's going back. Yes. She's going back to her house. That's what happens. She's calling Lynn, whatever. So, the cop that she left with does, like, a run through of her apartment. He's like, it's all clear. I'm going to be right outside. Like, get your stuff. We'll head back to your sister's house. So Elizabeth starts packing and then gets a chat from Max that reads, yo, and it's a video chat. Elizabeth answers the call, and it's a dark room. You see someone enter the room, and they turn on the light. And it says, and I said, Max, like, his apartment, I'm guessing. We never really saw Max's apartment, but it's all trashed. And there's a man walking in, and I believe that was the detective, right? Is that who that was? Okay.
It was.
All right, so Elizabeth's, like, screaming. So, again, this is probably a similar situation to Damien's house. The camera is on, like, the floor, and that's how she's seeing everything. So Elizabeth, like, is screaming at him to turn around, and I was like, my note says, man, no one listens to this girl when, like, she's screaming at them. And, but alas, it's too late, and the masked man hits him over the head and then, like, bludgeons him to death with, like, some sort of weapon.
Yes.
Elizabeth...
It looks like a mallet.
Yes, yeah. Elizabeth screams for help. Alright. So the cop that was supposed to be outside her room doesn't come in, and she sees on her camera that she's being watched right now. So, like, her computer screen pops up with, like, a video of her, and she's kind of, like, doing the whole, like, oh, my hands are moving at the same time. I'm being watched right now. So she walks over to her extremely high wall vent on like, the opposite side, and she sees, like, there's been a camera in there. She's looking at the camera. The light turns on. Did I say that right? She's looking at the camera, and the light turns off. Oh, sorry, not on. The lights turn off in her place. She turns on the camera light, like, / camera on her phone, and she runs to the door to see. All right. I had such a problem with this. So the cop has been, the cop that was with her has been brutally murdered. He's all bloody, and he's chained to the door. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you
this is like
Hellraiser.
Hear
someone being chained to your door. What are you talking? Like, literally, like, shackled. This dude is shackled to her door, and you didn't hear any of that. There's no noisemaker. There's no background noise. Like, it was a completely silent apartment, and you didn't hear someone pushing a dead body onto a wall. Never mind the struggle. Whatever. I don't have a problem. You killed him outside. You planted him inside. Whatever. I don't have a problem with that. But it's so unbelievable. So she's walking around her apartment. She tries to, like, leave the other exit, and the man is standing out, like, the masked man standing outside. She walks backward and is attacked and dragged, like, dragged around to her place by another guy. So there's one inside, there's one outside. So she actually ends up stabbing this guy and I think murdering him. And I'm like, hell yeah. And it's like no wimpy shit either. She, like, straight stabs this guy multiple times.
Yeah, and also, like, the whole time this is going on, it's still, like, in found footage style. So, like, I was thinking, like, wow, it's really convenient how all of these cameras are, like, placed in the exact places so we can watch all of this happening.
Yes.
Like, there's, like, one on the ground next to her filming the guy, and then there's one he's holding conveniently. It's like, okay, whatever.
And you know
like,
what I just thought of right now, which could have been a cool twist ending to this, was that...
Are you gonna say what I've been thinking all along?
I don't think so, truly. But this doesn't happen. This is just a opinion I thought of could have been cool. It literally just popped in my head right now. But that they were whoever was doing this to her, they were recording this and now have her on camera murdering someone. and they could have framed her for it if like she got away for some reason like that. But that just came into my head. That doesn't actually happen.
No, that's interesting.
So she runs outside. She's free. And I was like, yes. I literally was like, yes, get out of here. You did it. I was like so excited. She gets in her car and for some reason takes the time to like look at her bruised rib. I fucking hate when people do that so much. Like when they're like, they like stop to like look at the time or like just like, oh my God. My adrenaline would be so high. I wouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah. It's like, go.
Exactly. And so a truck turns on their lights, and I think I was, like, pausing it too much here. Did it hit her? Is that how they got her?
So, okay, here's the thing. I could have sworn she got hit by a truck. Because I actually wrote, truck hits her, question
I
mark.
did too.
But Michael said the guy came out and grabbed her.
But wasn't it after
I thought she got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Dude,
I thought
literally
the guys
crossed out truck hits her because Michael's like, no, the guy just got out and grabbed her. I don't know.
But anyway, she wakes up in her room, and I'm like, oh, come on. Because I'm like, she was free. Yeah. She literally was free. I was like so pissed. Go ahead, whatever you're going to say.
But now I wrote, oh, she wakes up and we're now watching Saw.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Tyler was screaming at Xbox and it scared me because now I have the den playing and like the guy is all creepy. All right, sorry. Well, hold on. All right, so hold on. Let me just finish here. So she's in a dark room. She's shackled. She walks towards the door, but she can't reach it. Okay, stop. What the fuck was her sexual moaning in this scene? It was worse than when she was having sex with Damien.
Yeah, I even wrote weird fake sex noises again as she struggles. Like, she's like, It's like, please stop.
No, that's not even as bad as it was. I physically couldn't even listen to it. Like, I almost turned my volume down. It was literally like the worst porn acting I've ever heard in my entire life. And she was supposed to be acting in pain. It was so bad. So she walks towards the computer that's in the room, and she can see that the camera is attached to her head, and it's, like, glued on or something, which, a video chat pops up, and it's Damien. So, this is, like, so dramatic. He's, like, telling her that he knows, like, they've been doing this to other people. Like, he's seen videos of them doing it to other people. Like, he's obviously been kidnapped by the same people. So she gets a video from Max that pops up at the same time. And he's in a dark room, and in the background on Damien's video, he's like, listen to me, this is pre-recorded, I've seen this already, and he's like trying to warn her. Damien's video like fades out, and it's just Max on the screen, and some guy comes in and like kills him with like a bag over his head, and I was just like, ugh. And so the chat ends, and she falls to her knees. Another chat from Damien pops up, and I was like, I literally wrote, I don't even think I could click that. Like, I'm sure they've hacked this whole thing. They would just make it play anyway, but, like, I don't even think I could click on that point. I would just, like, be in the corner, be like, okay, well, you're gonna kill me, so let's just get it over. I'm not gonna keep watching people I care about die. And so someone's killing Damien. Elizabeth's screaming which I guess technically you don't see them kill Damien necessarily. I don't know that you see him being attacked by something. I don't remember for some reason. Elizabeth's screaming why this is happening and trying to get loose from her chains. So I put, why did I pick this movie? Shit like this didn't bother me as much when I was younger, and now I'm old and I'm sad. Like, I literally was just saying to Tyler, I was like, I don't think I could stomach Hostel at this point in my life. Like, it's, like, I don't know. I just feel so lame as I get older.
It's weird. I had, like, the opposite. Around this part, I literally wrote a note that said, I'm sorry, Marissa, this movie sucks.
Sorry. Oh, it's probably loud.
I feel like at this point, I could tell you my theory. Can I?
Wait, we're literally so close to being done. We're
God.
A page done. Hold on.
You're right.
Real quick, let's just go through it. So she runs over to the computer. She like aggressively pushes it off the table. One of the masked men enters, which now you're assuming it's just the man left because she killed the other one in the apartment, right? So we only knew there was two. So the masked man enters the room. They struggle. She ends up getting the chain around his neck and kills him? Question mark.
She fucking pulls like a jiu-jitsu move on him.
Yes.
And like chokes him out.
Yes. So she gets his keys, she unchains herself, grabs this guy's giant cleaver that he had in his hand, and she runs out of the room. She walks towards this dark hallway. She sees this room like covered in blood, like very Hostel-like, which is ironic. I just brought that up. You can see she's being recorded everywhere, so I wonder if she's going to make it out. That was like my side note.
Oh, and I wrote here, the music gets weird like someone is vacuuming really loud. Do you remember that?
You always notice the music. I did not notice it for some reason.
Dude, if you go back, just listen, because it literally is just like someone's vacuuming.
Oh, no. Hold on. You skipped ahead for 1 second, because I have a note on that, too. That's an alarm you're talking about, right? Not the music.
No, it's the music.
Oh, okay, alright, then I have no idea. Because that sounded exactly like what I was just about to mention. So,
No, I wrote the purge siren ?
Okay, yeah, alright. So she's running around the building, she sees another masked man, and she locks him out of the place she was at. So now we know there's been a total of 3 men. She's killed 2 of them because she's amazing. She runs away. Yeah, she runs away, and you see the overview of like a building camera. She's trying to hide. She hears footsteps. Okay. The Purge sound, and then my note says, and I looked this up, funny enough, The Purge came out the same year this did, so I wonder who stole it from who, or if it's just like a generic, like,
it's
alarm.
Probably just like a siren.
I had never heard it before The Purge, so now it's always The Purge sound to me, but, another guy appears, and then I said, well, same one as the guy that she locked out a minute ago, because at some point their potato sacks like actually changed, like it's a different potato sack.
Well, this one made me laugh because you can kind of see his face, and when he jumps out, he literally is like, rah! Like with his hands up and everything. And
I didn't see that. Another guy comes out, they have a struggle, she hits him with a hammer, lifts up the guy's mask and yells, where's Damien? The guy's like, he's not here. I said, what the fuck? Is that a kid? Like, he looked like a kid, like a young kid. Did you not get that?
Well, it was weird. She didn't pull his mask up all the way. She only pulled it up, like, to his nose.
Yeah, but I don't know, he looked like a kid. And then I said, if it wasn't a kid, how does she keep winning these fights? She's like 40 pounds soaking wet. Like, how is this happening?
I know.
So the next scene, she gets away from the guy, she's running out of the building, and she runs out, and she's like in a junkyard type of like place.
And there's like 1 million people outside.
So it's like an organization of potato sacked men, like everywhere. They start chasing her. She gets into a car and she speeds off, and I'm like, hell yes! Like come on, let's redeem this movie now. She's killed like 3, 4, 5 people. She's like got in a car. She's gone. Another car comes out of fucking nowhere and smashes into her, and I'm like, oh my fucking god. That's why we were thinking that a car hit her, maybe, because a car does hit her. She's injured. Someone takes her out of the car unconscious. Next scene.
And also, I'm sorry, I keep having to do these tangents, but there's like really good car accident sound effects while she's getting out, like where it's like the camera's on her, like after the accident, you can like hear the car like sizzling and
wow, I never picked up on that kind of stuff.
I thought that was good.
So the next scene is a computer screen. Someone's signing on, and it's the British woman or whatever she was from before. She's chatting with random people on the den. She gets up to walk away, and you see Elizabeth's screen name pop up, and it says hi. And she's like, "Hey, is your webcam broken?" And Elizabeth's like, "No." And then the video pops up, and it's Elizabeth. She's all bloody. She's standing on like a paint can or like some sort of can. It doesn't matter. She's got a noose around her neck. There's a masked man behind her. He kicks the bucket out. Oh, a bucket. That's the word I was looking for. Holy shit. She swings there a bit. They cut her down, and like they walk away. Now it's just Elizabeth in the frame, and then clearly someone's like holding the camera. The guy holding the camera walks over to her and just shoots her in the head. So the video zooms out to a dark website, web-like site. I don't know why I said web, it's website. And it reads about the time and death of Elizabeth. A man's watching on his screen and goes to what looks like the home screen of this like murder porn site. He clicks on another video and he enters in his credit card information, and he's watching the British woman, and she's chatting online with people. He looks so normal and preppy, and it's like really creepy. A small kid enters the room from the back, and he's like, "Dad?" And the man shifts like and turns off his screen, and it ends the movie. Now, I don't know if you did this. I was still taking notes, but if you let all of the credits run at the very end, it makes your screen look like you're connecting with someone. Like, it goes black. And it scared the shit out of me. I literally was like, oh! like the den's real all of a sudden, and it's, like, signing me into it. And then I said, ugh, I'm wondering if you're feeling as gross as I am right now. That's what I said after the movie, but apparently you thought it was stupid.
I don't know.
Right,
I even wrote at the end, I was like, this movie was made for people afraid of the internet. But,
yeah, I could see that. So what's your theory?
Okay, so my theory from the beginning,
because I have,
and
some
I feel
too.
like it would have made this movie so much better. I think I was convinced that it was Damien and Max the whole time.
Oh, that would have been good. Actually, I did skip over a part. Sorry, really quick to interrupt you. That when Max is like trying to
How dare you?
Max is like trying to like sweep in and like make a move on Elizabeth. He's like pointing out that like her and Damien weren't in a good spot, and he's like trying to like make that a whole thing. So that definitely could have been a thing. But
well, see, so like they made a whole point. Like I thought, number one, okay, they like went into so much detail, like being like, oh, Max is a hacker, like he knows the computers really well, like he's really good with technology. They like kept bringing that up, and it never came into play ever. And then I was like, oh, it'd make more sense, like. Oh, when it was only Damien and Max that she was interacting with.
So this is like a Scream type situation.
Like, and then, yeah, she logged in, his apartment is cleared out. It was him. And then, at the end even, what are you doing? Sorry.
Joe. Look at her in the back.
I know. She's just causing destruction because she's pissed at me. But, and then, like, his apartment's all cleaned out, and then you don't even see him die.
That would have been such a good twist.
And, like, the whole time, she didn't take anyone's mask off. Like, when she did the jujitsu on that one guy, she never, like, unmasked him, and then the other guy, she only pulled it up halfway, and I was like, dude, the big reveal is gonna be that it's them. Like,
yeah, but
they're the ones doing this.
Did you still feel that way when it was, like, all of them running in the junkyard?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, as soon as the end, I was like... I was suspicious all the way up to... Because I was, like, writing my notes as if it's Max and Damien doing it.
That's really... I gotta tell you, I wish it was that. That would have been a way cooler ending.
I know! I was like, that would have made so much more sense. Like, what was the point of any of that, then?
Alright, so do you want to know my theory?
Yes.
And it's more of, like, a question. So... I'm going to go back really quick to something here. So when she first signs up for the Den, we talked about this. It says, please notice that denchat.com is not responsible for anything you see or the contact of its users therein. And I put the original warning that she clicked on at the beginning. Do we think that the creator of the Den was behind it? Like that's...
Oh, maybe.
Like that's how they... Like it's a giant organization. Like the Den is part of that like porn murder site, and that's how they get people to sign up. And
actually, dumb question, did we catch the name of that murder website?
No, but I can look right now. I don't know if it said it. Ugh, I don't want to see her get her head.
I thought it
shot.
like showed the page.
It's like literally shooting her head. I don't want to see it again. Alright, we get it. Okay, alright, let's see what it comes up as.
I know, honey. You still have 2 hours before dinner. You gotta shut up.
It says...
You have 2 hours.
No, it doesn't tell you. It's just like... It literally just looks like a... It just says like home, fields, like premium. It doesn't actually say the name of it though. It says... full webcam takeover. So this is their specialty. It says like, oh, not their specialty. I can't really read what it says, but it says full webcam takeover, home surveillance feeds, over 120 hours of footage, interactive torture, POV, friends and family, 50 free photos, and nudity. That's what you sign up for. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. All right. So here we go. That was my question that you thought, did you think it was the Den? One of my other questions was, do you think this is really what the dark web is like? And then I was like, I hope not. There's actually a movie called Unfriended 2. It's the second one of the Unfriended, and it's called Dark Web. Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, it's really dark, but it's kind of similar to this thing. All right, and then, hold on.
Marissa, you don't want to know about the dark web. It's
no, I really don't. No, I really don't. So, all right, so here we go. I gave this a 2 out of 3. Sorry, a 2 to 3 out of 5. Sorry. I said, although it didn't make me feel particularly good after I watched it, I think it was written cool and kept me interested in what was going to happen to the character. Here, I want to get to your rating 1 second. I just want to read the trivia on this. So, the film had more than one ending. The original ending was that Elizabeth died in the car accident when the truck hits her. and she's thrown from the car. It was later changed to what it actually was. And then I said, ugh, I'm not sure which one's worse. I guess her dying on impact from a car crash is better than, like, what actually happened to her. So, I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then here's the other one. So this is, ugh. So Bill Oberts Jr., the uncredited actor who plays Skeeter, I don't know who that is. I guess maybe he's the like mask man. It says, is the same actor from the viral campaign Take the Lollipop. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
All right, so it says, which spreads awareness of the dangers of online stalking. Here's my note. I Googled it, and I couldn't bring myself to watch it, and I asked if you wanted to do it together. On the way home today, I asked Tyler, I was telling him about the trivia, and I said, they talked about this thing called Take the Lollipop, and he was like, oh my god, I literally couldn't do it. I was too scared to do it. That's what Tyler said, and I was like, okay,
wait,
I don't literally think I could do this.
What is it supposed to be?
So if you search Take the Lollipop, Google it right now, and then it's a 3-minute video on the side, and the guy is so creepy, I literally couldn't get myself to click on it. And then, like, people are like, does take your lollipop steal your info? Like, how do you play this game? Oh, it's so scary. And there's literally a YouTube video called Do Not Take the Lollipop. Like, it's just all over.
Wait, so, like, where's the actual video? Let me see.
Take This Lollipop is about the dangers of the internet. Plays the Facebook stalker who was created to warn people about the consequences of posting too much personal information online. The first lollipop warned people of the dangers of sharing personal information online. I don't know why that just repeated itself. So it basically sounds like you have to, like, log into, like, your Facebook maybe, and then it takes your information and makes, like, a creepy video out of it. I don't know. I'm not doing it.
This is so funny. I'm reading the comments, and someone goes, so sad. He looked at my account, saw that I had no friends, and started to cry and gave up. And then someone else wrote, imagine saying this to someone whose profile is nothing but anime pictures.
Yeah, no way, I'm not doing that. Nope,
I'm curious now.
You literally have a sticker over your fucking camera, and you're willing to, like, give this person your Facebook access and then, like, watch them do a video about you?
I have nothing on Facebook.
No, thank you. Alright, well, do that shit on your own time. I'm not fucking with that. No way.
This is hilarious. I can't believe I've never even heard of this. When did this come out?
Dark web for me. 2011. I'm curious about how they get your Facebook information.
I'm just gonna do it really quick. I don't care. We can edit it out.
Alright, go ahead.
Let's see this. Are you gonna come after me? So scary. Just kidding. I don't know.
I hate that I can hear it. I hate it.
It's 3 minutes. Oh, he's got really short
I feel like it's like
fingernails.
I feel like it's The Ring. Like you're watching something that's about to kill you. I hate it.
See, this is what I mean. Like, these movies are made for people who... Oh, this is weird, because, like... Okay, wait, Marissa.
No, don't.
No. It's funny because the one I'm watching is about the guy that posted it. So it's not my account. It's nothing.
Is it the 3-minute one? Because I see it right here. You don't have to send it. I got it.
I don't know if that's the one that you're looking at, but...
Alright. Send it anyway.
Interesting.
Alright, so this was our first Coin Flip Friday, which we were obliterated during, and now I'm just scared to go on Facebook. But I know that you didn't like it, and I'm apologizing, and now I'm, like, fearful for the next one, because I feel like you're going to give me your worst shit to watch after that.
No, I actually had a really good one lined up. I don't know, I was really excited. I think you would have really loved it.
Well, there's next time always, for sure.
Yes. Oh, so really quick, do you want to go over our new format? Because we have already changed it.
Yes, so next month is going to be a little different. We're actually going to be fitting what we did in part 1 and part 2 of last month into one episode. So next week we're actually going to be doing the Zodiac Killer, and we'll be reviewing the movie that came out. I'm actually not sure when that one came out.
I'm going to throw out a random number. 2002.
Let's see. 2007. You were close. And that has got like a all-star cast in it. Holy moly. That has Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, Anthony Edwards, Robert Downey Jr. There's like so many people in this movie. So we're going to be reviewing that movie while doing like the true crime story of it, similar to how we did Richard Kuklinski, but we'll be comparing it to the movie as we go. So that'll be all one episode, and that's going to be next week, which I'm fearful for my notes for that. Holy moly, because that movie alone is almost 3 hours long.
We'll just have to figure out how to condense our thoughts. I don't know how we're going to do that.
Yeah, well, especially between the true stuff. It'll be an interesting task for us. But anyway, and then the following week is going to be another Coin Flip Friday. We've actually just decided to do that twice a month, just increase the chances of, one of us getting a movie one week and the other person. And we just have so much fun with that. We both have a lot of movies that we've kind of saved up to show each other over the years, and it's just a lot of fun. We're going to be drinking on it and laughing like we did today. Hopefully they're a little bit better than this one. I guess I should go off movies I've seen more recently. Yeah, and then week 3 is still going to be a myth, a legend, a ghost story, something based in reality. And then the 4th week, again, will be a Coin Flip Friday. So, true story, serial killer, coin flip, myth, legend, coin flip. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited for next month. And if you guys have been listening, again, we appreciate you so much. We really want to hear from you.
Yes.
Please feel free to correct us on anything, tell us stuff, and like and subscribe, comment, please. We love you guys.
Yep. Yeah, and then if you want to suggest movies or anything, just email us.
Yes, please. And yeah, I guess that wraps up The Den, 2013. If you want to watch it, good luck. We clearly didn't like it.
If you haven't seen it and you just listened to this, then you're good.
I was gonna say you don't have to watch it. We just told you the whole thing. But yeah, I think that's it, guys, and we will see you on the next episode.